Hello, 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 hello. Welcome along to the Low Live on a Sunday afternoon. Bit different. But ended up being a really busy day. So I decided that we'd whack it over to the Sunday. I've probably caught a few of you out, but here we go. So the Low Live Sunday afternoon. Saturday moved to Sunday, 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. Everyone who's watching. Says we've got a few people in already. Let's go through some of the comments. Top shelf beer reviews with a simple cheers. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, buddy. Matthew Smith is in. Happy Sunday, Paul and everyone. Low Live on and catching up on Saturday Kitchen. Happy times. Hope everyone is enjoying a cold beer. Phil Smith says, afternoon chickens. Hello, mate. How are you? Matt says hello to Phil and Phil vice versa. So, yeah, while we're waiting for people to get in, get settled, get themselves a cold beer, I just want to take a moment to, straight off the bat, dedicate this stream to, obviously, the legendary Jimmy Greaves, who the news of him passing this morning came out whilst I was at work. And I'm not going to lie, I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. I grew up with stories of Jimmy Greaves and everything that he did and what a player he was and just the array of goals that he scored. His stats are absolutely insane. And essentially Tottenham Hotspur's greatest ever player. So it's a really, really sad day for everyone involved with Spurs. And obviously Chelsea, quite fitting that we're playing them this afternoon, I think. Obviously started his career there. Also played for Milan, played for West Ham for a little while. But yeah, an absolute legend of the game and an absolute gentleman. He will be missed. So rest in peace, Jimmy Greaves. And if that wasn't bad enough, we then found out that Matthew Chalice, who plays Boise in Only Fools and Horses, has passed away. News that he passed away has broken in the last hour or so. So, yeah, this is turning into a really bloody sad Sunday. So I need cheering up. And I'm sure one or two of you are going to need cheering up as well. So let's have a cold beer, let's have a chat, and let's have a giggle. So, yeah. Matt says he's hungover, but nothing a double IPA won't solve. That's the spirit. Get back on the horse, mate. Back on the horse. Top shelf. Cheers, mate. You're back in. Hope you're well. Phil says I haven't been to the Low Pub for 4 weeks. I say you've been having up with festivals, haven't you, mate? You've been having a great time. You can wind down now, can you? Festival's glad it's done. I'm knackered. Oh, mate, yeah. Saint and Greavesy, Saturday afternoon, ITV. That was TV gold. That was probably like the first sort of football I can remember watching on telly. I was really young when they did that show. Greavesy and they both passed away, didn't they? Yeah, the other fella passed away. Was it earlier this year? Ian St. John passed away. Was that his name, Ian? I think his first name now. Matthew Smith says, rest in peace, Jimmy. Let's raise a beer to a fantastic player. Absolutely. And while we're talking about it, I need to crack open a beer. I popped into Aldi on the way home from work today because there was a beer that Simo Sups Beers, I'm sure you're familiar with, recommended to me. So I picked up a couple of those, but I also picked up some of these. The Golden Goose by Goose Island. This is their lager and it's brilliant. And they were selling it in Morrison's. Morrison's have now stopped selling it for some stupid reason. But they're selling boxes of it in Aldi. So, yeah, I got myself a couple of boxes of this in Aldi. 4 cans of it. $4.99, I think it was. $4.99. Golden Goose by Goose Island. It's a terrific lager. It really is. So, I'm going to be on the lagers. So, cheers to everyone. First week of the afternoon. My football stream's gone on the blink. Sort yourself out. There we go. Windows beer reviews with Thomas is in. Hello, Thomas. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Phil Smith says, afternoon, Thomas. Thomas says, hello, Phil. Matthew says, yes, Paul. Golden Goose is probably my favourite lager. It's a belter, isn't it? Really, really good lager. It's you don't hear much about it. The Goose Island lager. I first found it. Well, I mean, I went on the website and tried to buy some, couldn't get it, and then I suddenly spotted it in my Morrison's. I picked up a few, and I was drinking it like it was water for a couple of months. That Morrison's were selling it, and then it disappeared again. So yeah, if Aldi are going to start selling out on the regular, yeah, I might go in there a bit more often because I've not gone into Aldi for a while since they messed around with Rhinebacker. I got a bit fed up with it, you know. Mike's in. He said, "Did you get the chocolate orange stout?" I didn't. Um, I'm not sure they actually had it, but I didn't go in there looking for it. I was looking for the cherry lager. Got a couple of those, but I've heard a few people have had the chocolate orange stout. But I'm not a fan of chocolate orange stouts at the best of times, and I don't really trust a brewery to do it for Aldi and get it right either. So yeah, that's not one that's on my list. Let's put it that way. Thomas says, please like and share. Yeah, give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It really does help when it gets thumbs up. And if you want to share it, if there's anyone who fancies having a beer and having a chat with, get them involved. It's always appreciated. Troy, hello, Troy. Saint and Greavesy were top draw. Especially liked it when Jimmy would say it's a funny old game. Saint and the Saint would always reply, sure is, Jimmy. Yeah, that was kind of almost their send-off, wasn't it? It's a funny old game. Yeah, absolute legend. Absolute legend. I just remember my dad just telling me stories about Jimmy when I was growing up. And I was, obviously I wasn't, I missed him playing days. He retired well before I was born, but his goal stats are ridiculous. I mean, he scored I think it was 47 goals in 59 England appearances. Scored 266 goals for Spurs, our record goal scorer. I think he scored 160 goals for Chelsea, something ridiculous. Everywhere he went, he had an obscene goal return. It was freakishly good. Freakishly good. Daniel's in. Good afternoon, Daniel. Hope you're well. Goldrake, hello. Says, I'm out on a stroll at the minute. We'll be back soon. Lovely. We'll speak to you in a bit. Mike says he had salt. I've not had that one yet. Thought it was more like a New England than anything. Very good. So it was good, was it? I've not actually. I went into Tesco the beginning of the week to try and get a few of them, and mine didn't have many in. They had the Buxton one in, and they had all the Brewdog ones in, which I'm not really fussed about the Brewdog ones, but I picked up the Buxton. I was really disappointed in that one. I was gutted with it. Thought it was a pretty bland beer. Yeah, I reviewed it early in the week. If you watch the channel, if you watch my video, my beer reviews, you might have already seen it. But yeah, I was really disappointed with that one. But I've always got high hopes for salt beers, so I'll go and grab that one, Mike. Sounds good, mate. Matt says, if you tried the new Tesco range, some Belters, some Brewdogs Mr. President in a can is even better than the bottle version. Wow. I've not had Mr. President for a long time. I remember the first time I ever had it from a bottle, thinking, oh, that's a big beer. That was a big beer. Is it a double IPA, Mr. President, or is it a triple? I can't remember. I know it's a big IPA. And it's got in cans in Tesco, is it that one? I do need to get back to Tesco, buy a few more. Hopefully by now my locals got all the new beers in. Because like I say, there was only one or two in there the other day. Daniel, I had a can of Heineken. It was the blandest beer I've ever tasted. Yeah, it's not exactly a flavour explosion, Heineken. I will say that, but there's a lot worse out there. There's a lot worse. I will say that for Heineken. There's some, proper awful lagers out there. Heineken generally I get on with, but yeah, you say you had a can. Yeah, don't ever drink it out of a bottle. Stick to your cans, Daniel. But yeah, there's a lot better out there. So tell you what, if you go to Aldi and they're selling that, buy that. This is a terrific lager. It's got everything you want in the lager. It's really carbonated. It's really citrus freshness coming through. A little bit of malt character on this one as well, which I really like. Even ice cold, what I've got it now, can still taste a little bit of bready malt to it. It's a really, really good lager. Goose Island normally don't get it wrong. They're normally a good brewery. My Tesco is so behind. I'm hoping this week, hop, skip and juice. Beautiful. Yeah, mine is weird. My local Tesco's an odd one. Some releases they get straight away, and then some you never see. You'll get like one or two beers. You'll get like a spluttering of them appear on the shelves. Some of them you'll just never see. Excuse me. I usually end up going down to Watford. If you go see Abby's parents, we'll pop over there, and I'll pop into the big Tesco there and They've always got them. It's a massive one over there, massive store. Grant Echo Sonic, hello sir. He says yes, double IPA. Yeah. So I've not had Mr. President for a long time. If you reckon it's better, tasting better from the can, I might have to try it. It's hard at the moment. I've had people talk about it. You know, are you going to be reviewing Brewdog beers? And I put it out to you guys on the Lowell a couple of weeks ago, and I sort of said, you know, are you interested in me reviewing Brewdog beers anymore? And I think a lot of people said no. And it didn't bother me in the slightest because I'm really not a fan of what Brewdog are doing at the moment. I think their beers generally are piss poor. And with all this, you know, controversy surrounding them at the moment, it's not really something I want to touch, you know. Just think morally it's a bit wrong. That's just my opinion, you know. Matt Smith, yeah, Mr. President, double IPA, West Coast style, yeah. And I love a West Coast IPA as well. I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a whirl. I'll buy a can. If I can find it, I'll buy a can and taste it and see what it's like. Hot Bar Bees in, hello mate. This is afternoon, Paul and all. I have a couple of nice beers in the fridge. Neon Raptor. Fenrir breaks free. Fenrir, did I say that properly? Fenrir breaks free. Neon Raptor. I've not had anything from Neon Raptor. I don't think I've ever had a Neon Raptor beer. They're Nottingham based, aren't they? Neon Raptor. I know Tom talks about them quite a bit. But that sounds good, man. That sounds good. Fenrir breaks free. What sort of beer is that one, mate? Phil says, afternoon, Mr. B. Slice UK is in. Hello, sir. Phil Smith has great feet. Does he really? Phil says, slice, I do, mate. Low. Hot my B. I went to my Tesco. The only Brewdog was the Palmer Violet from the new batch. Has anyone else tried that one? Anyone tried the Palmer Violet? It sounds horrendous. It sounds horrendous. Brewdog doing a beer based on the old sweets. I can't see how that would work. Can't see that being a winner, to be honest. Perlenbacher from Lidl isn't too bad. I've not had Perlenbacher for a long time either, actually, to be fair. I don't think I've actually had the Perlenbacher this year. But yeah, last time I had it, I thought it was all right. It's a solid Pilsner. A solid Pilsner Perlenbacher. And it's good value as well, isn't it? Good value for money. You can get like 4 cans of that for $2.99. It's not bad at all. Phil says, oh, yeah, you had better explain. I was trying to take a picture on Instagram, but pressed story instead. So ended up with my feet on my Instagram story. Oh dear. Technology, mate. Technology doesn't work with us old geeks. It don't work. It doesn't work. I'm still getting a grips with it. This is hard enough. The picture was a beer can, but didn't realise my feet were in shot. So there you go. So if you want to see Phil's feet, then go on his Instagram. There you go. Neil Doherty's in. He says, hello, mate. Afternoon, Paul. How's things? We're doing good, mate. Doing all right, mate. Having a chilled, lazy Sunday in front of the football, having a few beers with you guys. I thought we'd do that. I hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Got the Vocation Triple IPA from Tesco's is an interesting development. Yes, it's fine, but I'm worried that it's going to be the 21st century special brew. Ooh. Imagine that. Imagine that. I had Special Brew. I reviewed Special Brew last year by Carlsberg. Oh, that was bad. Really bad. So, and everyone who comments on it, I still get loads of comments about that video now. And a lot of people saying that it's gone downhill over the years. Carlsberg Special Brew. Even the ABV's gone down. Yeah, what did you think about the triple IPA, Grant? Was it any good? So I've not had it. I mean, normally with Vocation, normally for me, their IPAs, their pale ales are generally I really enjoy them. I don't always think their stouts hit the mark. I think some of their darker beers are sometimes a bit questionable. But in terms of IPAs and pales, I think Vocation are right up there with one of the best breweries in the country. I'm a big fan. But yeah, I'm keen to try that one, the triple. Matt says the Palmer Violet is literally like having those violet sweets. If you like a sweet beer, try it out. I had I did a live. I was on with John on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. He went live. Myself, John, Tom the Crummy Beard, and Masco Disco came on, and I had a can of the Brewdog collab that they did with Tony's Chocolate. I had it was a white chocolate and raspberry pale ale, I think it was meant to be. That was a bit too sweet for me, that one. I don't mind, certain adjuncts being added to beer, but when they go a little bit over the top, it can go very wrong very quickly for me. I still like my beer to taste of beer, and when they're a little bit over sweet, I struggle with them. But I can't say I've ever really been a massive fan of Parma Violet sweets, so it just doesn't really interest me, that one. That's right, Neon Raptor in Nottingham. Fenrir Breaks Free is a triple IPA. Whoa, nice. Do some awesome stouts too. Highly recommend. Oh God, I need to get on that one. I will get on that case, definitely. Do need to do it. We're supposed to be going up to Nottingham. I think me and John are planning to go to Nottingham to meet up with Tom. And we'll have to do a bit of a crawl around Nottingham. So I dare say we'll end up at Neon Raptor at some point. Hello, Ryan. Was drinking Bamonti Fabrica last night. Lovely. Turkish. I don't think I've not heard of that one, mate. I've not heard of that one. He's got the UFC geezer as his profile picture. Hope you're well, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Phil says, afternoon, Ryan. Yes, welcome along, buddy. Slices on the Frome Lager, an old school beauty. Frome Lager. Why have I not heard of that one? Frome Lager. Where's that one from? Doesn't ring any bells, that one. Matthew says the Vocation Triple IPA is fantastic. Quite a hoppy alcohol burn, but they don't often get their beers wrong. The Imperial Banana Stout for me is too sweet. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling I'm going to be thinking the same thing with that one. I do want to try it, but I've had a few of Vocation's sort of Imperial barrel-aged stouts in the past, and the general consensus, at least on my part, is that they've always been a little bit too sweet, and I have struggled with them. I had the Imperial Banoffee one. It was lovely. Don't get me wrong. It was a really nice beer, but there's no way I was going to drink any more than one. It was just too much. It was just like an overly sweet dessert. They just go a bit OTT, I think, with their dark beers. But yeah, I'm all over the triple, Matt. That really does sound good. Everyone seems to be enjoying it. Good getting his feedback. I'll get a good idea then. Excuse me. Grant says, grabbing my Untapped review. The Vocation Triple Vision. Ripe soft fruit on the nose. The palate is warm and dry, but with pine and that soft fruit to keep it drinkable. It's okay, but not massively refined. That's a fantastic review. I've got to say, that's beautifully worded. Ripe soft fruit on the nose. The palate is warm and dry, but with the pine and the soft fruit to keep it drinkable. That sounds good, man. I like that. That's a beautifully worded Untapped review. Hotmark B, Neon Raptor are great, really growing reputation. Yeah, I've only heard good things about Neon Raptor, just not been lucky enough to get stuck into any. I don't think we would get much of it around my way. Oliver, hello, Oliver. Hi, Paul. Sorely missed yesterday. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I just had a lot of work on, and I'm just trying to cram it all in at the moment. So by the time I got home from work, I was getting on for R4, I was knackered, and I just thought, do I really want to turn on the laptop? I hadn't scheduled anything, so I don't think many people would have seen it anyway. So I left it, and I thought we'll do today instead, because I knew I'd have a nice lazy afternoon in front of the football this afternoon. So slices from Somerset. Is that actually named after the place Frome in Somerset? Or do you pronounce it Froome? I'm sure I've heard of the area in Somerset down in the southwest called Frome. Not too sure now. Not too sure. Beautiful part of the country as well. Somerset, really nice. Yes. So I'm not just going mad then. Brilliant. Yes, Froome down in Somerset. Somerset. Yeah, beautiful part of the country. Used to go down there quite a bit back when I was a young'un. camping holidays with my mum and dad. Good times. Cheddar Gorge and Wookey Hole and all them dodgy tourist places. Anyone ever been to Wookey Hole down in Somerset? The caves that are supposedly haunted by a witch. Great stories. And you get some good scrumpy jack down there and some banging cheddar cheese. Well worth it. Well worth it. Yeah. But no, these golden gooses going down really easy. Way too easy. Way too easy. Cracking lager. I'm going to start reviewing my Oktoberfest beers this week. I put out a video. Got a beer delivery from Trembling Man this other day. Got 9 belting looking Oktoberfest beers to get through. Looking forward to those. Anyone else on the Oktoberfest case this year? I didn't really get involved with it last year, but this year I was really keen to get some. Phil says, I'm in London next month. I want to visit a tap room. Not sure where yet. Might even be Mad Squirrel. If you come to Mad Squirrel, mate, let us know. Let us know, mate. I can't meet you. Ben Matthews says, hello, Walt. I'm on the Brit Hop from Buxton. Hope everyone is doing well. That's the one I reviewed the other day, Ben. What are you thinking to it? I felt that the malt blunted the hops in that beer for me. It didn't need the oats. I think if they'd had a bit of wheat in it, that wouldn't have been a bad thing. But I think the oats made the body too thick. It was too smooth for the lack of flavour that was coming from the hops. I think the elements blunted one another, and it was just a bit of a letdown for me, that beer. I think it could have been good. I think that would have been better, probably on cask with some less oat malts added for me. I'm not a beer brewer. I don't make beers, but that's how I see it. I just think they got it wrong. Simmer's in. Hello, Simo. Afternoon predictions for the footy. I expect. Well, I say expect. I do expect. Yeah, I expect Chelsea to win comfortably today. But then you never know, because Spurs do sometimes turn it on for the big clubs at home. So you never know. But I would predict a Chelsea win this afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm just watching the West Ham Man United game at the moment. Still 1-1. Quite a good game, this. City. What's going on with City, Simo? What are your thoughts? They're a bit hit and miss at the moment, aren't they? Daniel says, Wookey Hole sounds perverted. Wookey Hole. Never thought about it like that. Phil Smith, go to Hiver Beer Tap Room. Get their beers in Sainsbury's, can't you? Hiver. Ben says, I agree. It's not balanced enough. I just didn't. I just didn't really think it did anything. It didn't really do anything. The Brit Hop one. I was really disappointed with it. Captain Meat's in. Hello, Paul. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. I watched Liverpool yesterday. You must be happy with that. I was impressed with Palace. It was a strange game. I don't know if it's just me. It was a really strange game. I thought Palace looked dangerous throughout. I thought they moved the ball really nicely, but it seemed as though every time Liverpool got an opportunity, they took it, and that was it. Damage was done. But yeah, they look really good, don't they, at the moment, Liverpool going forward. They've started the season really well. The Premier League table is pretty much reading as expected, really, with Liverpool, Chelsea, City, United making the early running. Simmons says Spurs can be a tough team to beat at home. We do often put in a good shift at home. It's very rare. It's very rare that we get dicked in our own backyard. I just don't see how we're gonna get anything out of Chelsea today. I just think we've got too many injuries. And if we sit back and invite them on, I don't think we'll hold out long against Chelsea. I'm hoping Nuno puts out an attacking lineup and we actually go for it, have a go at them. Captain Meat, sad day losing Greavesy and Boise. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier on. The show is dedicated to the memory of those two. Just couldn't believe it. So I found out about Greavesy this morning when I was at work, and then I got a WhatsApp message from a mate saying that Boise had passed away, like in an hour or so before I started this. So hell of a Sunday so far. Shocking day. Phil said, cheers, Slice. I will check it out. Phil Smith, when you're in London, one option you can do, the Bermondsey Beer Mile. Yeah, man. The Bermondsey Beer Mile is if you're going on a drinking trip in London, that's where you go. Yeah, Colonel, exactly. You can't lose with Colonel. Oh, chance. Brewed by Numbers, Free Hills, among many of there. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it just having Brewed by Numbers and Colonel in the same sort of vicinity. It's worth the trip alone, isn't it? You know, there's some cracking breweries down there at the Bermondsey Beer Mile. Excuse me, order placed at Neon Raptor, just like that. Another new brewery which I'm looking forward to trying. Any breweries people can recommend, minus the obvious big boys. There we go. That's a cracking question. Anyone got a brewery that they're really into right now? Chuck their name in the chat. Let's get everyone expanding their beer shopping right now, shall we? Cats and Mix says, it was a hard 3 points yesterday for Liverpool. Yeah, I think the scoreline flattered you a little bit. I'm not saying you didn't deserve it, but I thought Palace were good. I thought Palace played some good football. Simo says, thoughts are we need a striker. What the hell was he thinking, putting Sterling up top? He couldn't finish it. He couldn't finish his dinner, let alone an open chance with the keeper. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one. City are clearly crying out for a striker, a target man, and they go and spend 100 million quid on Grealish. Yeah, from the outside looking in, I find that a little bit baffling. I mean, Simo's going to know more than I do, but it's, to me, I look at City and I think surely they've got enough options similar to Grealish. Players who like to keep coming off the flanks, you know, attacking midfielders. You know, it just seems a bit of an odd purchase to me, that one. And I think I think City kind of stitched themselves up with that, making that signing when they weren't prepared to pay the money for Kane. It was odd. Cheers, Mr. B. Might have to do a few trips before Crimble. Happy day. Captain's got a cheeky feeling for Spurs today. Well, I wish I had a cheeky feeling for Spurs today. I just don't. I just think it's going to be a bit of a crappy day for the club today. Losing Greavesy and then getting beat at home by Chelsea. I think I'm going to be miserable as sin later on. But we'll see. We'll see. Jim's in. Hello, Jim. Good morning, buddy. Hope you're well. How is your Sunday morning in North Carolina shaping up? What's the weather like? It's kind of a grey day. They were forecasting rain here this afternoon, but it hasn't come yet. This morning was nice, though. Phil says hello, Jim. Slice saying hello to Jim. Jim said hello to Phil. I was there for Bayern, not always avoiding a pasty. Yeah, it's true. We didn't avoid anything that night, did we? We got absolutely annihilated that evening. That was very uncomfortable viewing that day. Jim says, hello, Tony. Catch me, what a show St. Greasy was. A show that needs bringing back. Yeah, they should do reruns, shouldn't they? Just replay the old shows. It was brilliant. Proper good Saturday afternoon viewing. But they're on Sunday as well. Pep seems to be a perfectionist, but sometimes you can ask too much of players. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thankfully, Diaz was switched on. Without him, we'd be knackered. What a player he is, Ruben Diaz. Top centre-back. Top centre-back. Missed you Saturday. I had a dry Saturday. First one since I was 13. Oh, dear. Love it. Brewery recommendation. Overtone. Oh, what a brewery. They were... they absolutely smashed it at Brew London. When I was down there with John and Simon, I had their IPA for the life of me. I can't remember what the name of it was now. It was it was bang on the money, 6% ABV IPA. Quite tropical, but not overly so. And I had quite a bit of that. I think that particular, forgot the name of it, but because Overtone don't have a core range yet, do they? I'll probably never drink it again. But they had an IPA on tap there. I was really enjoying that. That, along with Roll With It by Vocation, the lagers from Pillars, who are a London-based lager brewery. Budvar, obviously, they absolutely stole the show. Also, shout out to Leviathan. They did a black saison, which was incredible. And who else was really good? Bruce Brothers from Hastings. Check them out. Bruce Brothers from Hastings. They got their theme. The theme for their beer is Famous Brothers, and they're doing some really good beers at the moment. But yeah, Overtone is superb. Absolutely superb. Savage Daya, another fantastic brewery. Another fantastic brewery. Slices Daya, for me, the best in the country. A lot of love for Daya. Black Flag Brewery from Cornwall. Nice, nice. I don't think I've had anything from Black Flag. Last time I went down to Cornwall, I was drinking, apart from St. Austell beers, I was drinking stuff from, oh Christ, I've forgotten the name of the brewery now. I do a beer called the Grim Reaper, which is like a barley wine. Really, really nice beer. It will come back to me. It will come back to me. I was also drinking beer from Tintagel Brewery. Which is pretty good. So Black Flag from Brewery in Cornwall. I'll definitely check that one out. Troy's in. I blame City. What was that? I blame for City not scoring yesterday. The last 3 years, whenever I put Jesus in my fantasy football team, he does Soddle. Either he's cack or I'm jinxing him. What's thoughts on Gabriel Jesus? I've never been impressed with him. I think he's one of the few sort of forward signings that Guardiola's made that I've never been overly impressed with. I just don't rate the guy. I'm not sure he's good enough for City, really. Diaz is almost Virgil good. He is, though, isn't he? Can you imagine Ruben Diaz and Virgil van Dijk centre-half pairing? Christ, you'd never get through it. I was quite impressed with Canate. Is it Canate? Is that how you say his name? Canate? Liverpool yesterday. I thought he did a good job because a couple of times Benteke looked like he had the run on him. And Canate just matched him, didn't he? Stride for stride. Just forced him wider and wider. It was good defending. I was impressed with him. Strong, quick, got across the ground well, made decisions really well. Looks a good buy, that one. Drop Project Brewery, worth checking out. Drop Project, yeah, I've heard good things about Drop Project. Jim says, the weather is nice. Partly cloudy. Currently 79 Fahrenheit here in Newport. Sounds good, man. What's the temperature? It's about 20. It's about 20 degrees here. 18 degrees. It's cooled down a bit, apparently. 18 degrees. Looks like it's going to be quite a nice week coming up. So, yeah. But it's dry. It's dry at the moment. Boom, boom, boom. Where am I at? Phil Smith, I have an Overtone Imperial Stout in my cupboard, saving it for Grimble. You do? Is that the one you got at Brew London? I know. I've forgotten the name of the bloke now. It's been so long since I spoke to them all. Geezer Overtone. They gave us a few beers, and they said that had a whiskey barrel aged Imperial Stout. I never got round to drinking it. Excuse me. Dave's in. Hello, David. How are you, sir? Oi, oi, Paul. Hello, mate. How are you? Are you having a beer? Are you having a beer? What is everyone drinking, by the way? Are we all drinking? Simo says Beer Brothers have been putting out some fantastic new beer. Yeah, that's another one. Beers Brothers. I'm waiting to get my hands on Foothills Sexual Chocolate. Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. That does sound good. Well impressed with Foothills. Jim sent me a box of beers a couple of months back, and every beer in the box was outstanding. Foothills, and what was the other brewery? Was it Black Sea's Brewery? Every beer in that box was superb. Absolutely superb. He's been telling me about this sexual chocolate one they do. Sounds awesome. If you need anyone to blame anyone for your team being poor, blame FSG. As Liverpool fans blame them for anything. I don't know. I don't think Liverpool fans have got much to complain about at the moment, have they? Playing good football, cruising. He shows moments of promise, but it's so hit and miss. Problem is, he's a winger who Pep plays as a striker. So he loves his wingers, doesn't he, Pep? Loves his inverted wingers and all that. Pushes them up. Every now and then, you just need to simplify it a little bit and just have a man up top who's happy to be there, latch onto things, you know, an out finisher, you know. If you like your wrestling for back in the day, there's a brewery called Top Rope. Yeah, Liverpool based. They don't make the best beers. Awesome branding and names. Macho Shandy Savage. I love that. They did the Stone Cold Steve Austin one, didn't they? Was it a Stone Cold Cream Austin or something like that? Cream soda beer or something. Yeah, I've heard of Top Rope. No, I've never had any of their beers. Top Rope. I'd love to see Seven Brothers Givik Viking IPA here in the States. I've heard good things about that one from Seven Brothers. The problem with City is trying to replace Silva and Aguero. Grealish, Foden, and Jesus are poor in comparison. The other issue with City is not winning the Champions League is weighing heavy. That is a bit. It's madness that they got beat by Chelsea in the final. I really do think it's crazy. They really should have been winning that game. Dave's got a bottle of Proper Jub. Oh, great beer. Love that beer. Really do. Really do. David, Little do steak and ale pies, is it? Got to steal it first. They do a steak and ale pies with a Proper Job ale. Nice. Nice. Heavy Seas, is it? Heavy Seas, that's it. Out of Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, incredible beers. Incredible beers. I really enjoyed those. Phil says steak and ale. I got you, mate. I got you. John's in. Hey up, Paul. I've got guests who can't come on, I'm afraid. But I do need to say, Simon, Simon can't come to Huddersfield because he's not well. He's not well, so they're rescheduling it for October. Yes, I heard that. That's not good. That's not good. No, that's all right, mate. I sort of thought I'd whack over an invite if you wanted to come on for a brew. But if he's got family and relatives over or whatever on a Sunday afternoon, that's perfectly acceptable. I'll let you off, mate. I'll let you off. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Dave says, really? Got to meet Paul Smith. What's under the hat? What's under the hat, indeed? What is under the hat? Captain Mick says, all right, handsome John. Phil says, Captain, today under the hat we have a Rubik's Cube that keeps the hat looking solid. One down. So yes, David, deluxe pies in the frozen section. I have to have a bit of that. Steak and ale pie with a Proper Job IPA. That sounds like a decent couple of hours worth of food there. Right, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go with Simo. If you're still in, you recommended this one to me, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. This is the Cherry Lager from Aldi, brewed by the Williams brothers, who in the past I've had some really good lagers from. So I've got to admit, when Simo first mentioned it, I kind of thought, oh Christ. But yeah, 4.8% ABV, Cherry Baby. Anyone had this one? A clear, bright and refreshing lager beer, subtly hoppy with a backbeat of cherry fruit. Germanic ale yeast delivers an underlying body that is balanced by subtle hops. Has it got any ingredients? Excuse me. I don't understand why they insist on doing that. Like, you get a beer in one of these discount supermarkets, they don't put any ingredients on it. What, you know? I didn't think they were allowed to do that. It's just the allergy advice. Contains barley. We'll crack on, shall we? We'll crack on with it. I can smell a bit of cherry. Smell a little bit of cherry on the opening. I bought 2 cans of this, so I'll do a review. I'll review the other one, but I just quite fancied it this afternoon. So yeah, there we go. Captain Meat says, Phil, was it a completed Rubik's Cube? Dave says, I'll have to have a look. Phil says, I got it wrong. Old Peculiar. That's another cracking beer. Old Peculiar with a steak and ale pie. Sounds banging. Thanks as always, Paul. And all offer a Sunday roast. Oh, you lucky git. After a dipper. See you all next week. Cheers, Matt. Take care, mate. Enjoy the lunch. They're all bloody lovely. Dave says that's still solid. Jack Howard is in. Oh, Jack with a big £5 super chat. Thank you, dude. He says, oi, panic over. I'm here, back home. Been beach for the day. Been beaching it. Nice. Where'd you go? What beach did you go to? Hope you well, Jack. What have you been up to? What have you been up to all weekend? What you been doing? Simo Sips, I quite liked it. Couldn't drink loads of them, but it was pretty tasty. We'll get stuck in, shall we? Cheers, everyone. Cherry lager. It's the tiniest bit, isn't it? The tiniest bit of a cherry flavour. That's not bad though. That's not bad though. It's Did you have the Williams lager they did in Lidl? I think they literally called it Williams Craft Lager or something. Really liked it. That just tastes a bit like that. Just tastes like their standard lager with a tiniest bit of, I don't know what they put in it. Excuse me. There's obviously something they've hopped. Some sort of hop that's giving it a subtle sort of dark fruit kick at the end. It's really subtle cherry in it, really subtle. Sorry, half clean up at the same time. That's all right, mate. Multitasking. Don't let a woman ever tell you we can't do it. Steve's in. Good afternoon, all. Hope you're good. Hello, Steve. I think Steve's going live later on. I think you're going on later on, aren't you? After the football, hopefully. I might join you. Phil says, my hat is halfway through to solving the cube. He's doing it all by himself. Dave Wilson's in. Hello, Dave. Hope you're well, mate. How are you? Oliver says, how to make a pool table laugh? Tickle its balls. Tickle its balls. Love it. Jack says, I live right on East Coast, mate. 2 minutes from the sea. Was working yesterday, so just maxing and relaxing. Nice. That's my plan for the afternoon. I worked up until 1 today, and I thought I'm just going to sit down and chill, have a few beers, watch the football. Pissing fruit fly. Troy says, anyone started / been forward into stocking up on beer due to the CO2 shortage? That could mean Christmas is cancelled. No, I don't want to get fooled into it, but stocking up on beer, I'm always doing it. Anyone going to get a beer advent calendar this year? I've noticed their adverts are starting to pop up on social media. I might do it. I might get a beer advent calendar this year. I've always kind of avoided it, not got tempted into it. But if you buy them early, you get deals, don't you? You get them for quite a bit cheaper. I know Beer 52 were emailing me about theirs this year, which actually looks quite good. The introductory price is not bad. I think it was 59 quid for the advent calendar. Obviously, 25 different beers, a glass. That's not terrible. I wonder if anyone else is going to do that this year. Lol, how do you know when a mechanic has had sex? He's got a clean finger. Hey! Dear. Jim, he loves a cherry creek. I don't think I've had many of them. Savage Henry says, they had that Guinness West Indies Porter with a few twiglets the other day. Surprising snack beer pairing that I'll revisit. West Indies Porter, the Guinness West Indies Porter with twiglets. So the twiglets didn't overpower the stout or nothing then, the porter, should I say. Didn't overpower it. So I like twiglets. And I do like the West Indies Porter from Guinness. But I can't say I've had them together. Steve's going to be on about 6. So he's going to be doing a live on his channel. Boom. Captain Meat says, I am officially saying that Roll With It by Vacation is the best beer of 2021. And the Hofmeister Stein is Glass of the Year 2020. It is a good glass, isn't it? It is a handsome glass. It looks good on camera. It is a good glass. I still think that is the best beer bargain of the year so far for me. A keg of Hofmeister and 2 of these for 30 quid. I was well happy with that. I really was. And the Hofmeister Hells keg was stunning. Absolutely stunning. European Sun says, ever tried a Flying Dog beer? I don't think I have yet. It's been on my list because you can get them on Beer Hop. They do like the Flying Bitch and stuff like that, don't they? The American brewer, they call it like the Raging Bitch IPA and Flying Bitch Pale Ale and stuff like that. I don't think I've tried one. What about you, European Son? Are you a fan? Let me know what you think. If you think they're any good, because I am tempted to order some. David is good. Says good few days in Birmingham. Shoreditch for beer on the way home. How are you and Abby? We're all right. We're all right. Abby's on shift. She's on the go at the moment. She's what time she's on till 8:30. I think she's on till tonight. And yeah, we've both got solid weeks ahead of us. That's why I'm kind of enjoying this afternoon. We've got solid weeks ahead of us, and then we've on Friday, believe it or not, it's mine and Abby's first anniversary. So we're having the reception party that we weren't allowed to have last year during lockdown. So we're looking forward to that Friday night. So want to cram as much work in the next few days as we can, and then have a few days off. But we're good. We're good, David. Thank you for asking, mate. David Longstaff says, I'm getting one hopefully, but there's so many now. There are a lot, aren't they, these advent calendars, beer and advent calendars. David Wilson, Beer 52 ordered. Last year's was a nice mix, looking for a second one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Beer 52 one. I thought it was a good deal. Grant is very disappointed by Brewdog's advent calendar last year. I've had a couple of honest brews ones. One was good, the other a bit disappointing. I think they can be a bit. I can imagine they could always be a little bit hit and miss, can't they? You'll have like a really good beer one day and a bit of a meh beer the next, you know. As long as it kind of adds up, you know. CO2 shortage, Jesus, what would they think of next? I know it's one thing after the other at the moment, isn't it? You can't get hold of anything. Oliver, drinking the coffee at the moment, waiting for beers to cool down. Feels like an eternity. Put them in the freezer. Speed it up, son. Jim says, Flying Dog Brewery are pretty solid beers. There you go. Here's our American. He'll tell you. Oh, Golfer United. Oh, it's Jesse Lingard as well. That's a bit awkward. Dear. Phil says, Oliver, are they in the freezer? Oliver, Phil Smith, yes, mate. There we go. They're in the freezer. She shouldn't be long then. Shouldn't be long. Troy, GM, turns out they also need CO2 for processing turkeys. So with the possible beer issue, I'm currently panic buying beer and turkeys. There you go. At least Christmas is sorted then. Beer and turkeys. Abs out saving lives. Meanwhile, Paul gets pissed and talks to nut jobs online. Yeah, we're both providing a service right now. Providing a service. This is giving people someone to get drunk with. It's a vital service, I think. You know, Abby can drive around in an ambulance and do all that rubbish, but this is the real work right here. This is what matters. Daisy, I hope the party goes well. Sounds like a good way to celebrate the first anniversary. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Should be a good night. In fact, we can actually have all the guests that we couldn't have last year. So yeah, it'd be a good night, hopefully. He's hit that well, wasn't he, Jesse Lingard? Right in the top corner. Nice. Like Cole B says, go! I think he might be a little bit ahead of me. It says, are you streaming the party on YouTube? No. Hell no. Fudging Jesse Lingard. Waiting for pricing and details of the Thornbridge one. Oh, that'd be quite a good go, wouldn't it? I'd love for Mad Squirrel to do one. If Mad Squirrel did an advent calendar, I'd be all over that. I did Trembling Madness. I did my first order with Trembling Madness this week. Well impressed. I ordered it a week ago. I ordered it like Sunday night, and it arrived Tuesday morning. I just thought that was really, really good. Really speedy service. I wonder if they do an advent calendar, because I'll be all over it if they did. It's my closest brewery. I think they're great. Raging Bitch and Blood Orange Ale are fantastic, I'd say. Do you know what? Now I've had actually a couple of good recommendations for a couple of my American friends. I'll be all over that. I would be all over that. Whereabouts are you, European son? Where are you based, my friend? Without giving us your address, you know. Whereabouts are you? Troy, funny you say that. I've got 5 turkeys running around the garden. If anyone gets stuck, I'll have one. I'll have a turkey. Jesus Lingard. Turkey shit anyway. Yeah, it divides opinion, doesn't it? Turkey divides opinion. I can't not have turkey at Christmas, but I will say if you don't cook it properly, it does go really dry, doesn't it? Turkey, it really does go dry. Simo says, how work blitzed. Got to be on the ball. Mother's having a bad bout of her CFS/me. So shitty illness. It's all your fault, Simo. It's all your fault. At least you're doing your bit, mate. What are you drinking, Simo? Are you on the sauce or are you hanging? Jim at Phil Smith, does your hat have magical powers? Phil says, yes, Jim. Hopefully Liverpool is still top because of the goal difference. They should be, shouldn't they? It's just a 2-1. Oh, that's handball, isn't it? Oh. Also ordered a popcorn advent calendar from Joe and Seth's for my mum. A popcorn advent calendar? Is that not a penalty? How's that not a penalty? They've got to be having a look at that, surely. Is someone ahead of me? Are they giving a penalty? His arm's out there. That's not a natural body position, isn't it? If they're going by the rules, then that's got to be a penalty. Not that I love seeing West Ham lose. Don't get me wrong, but that's a blatant penalty for me. VAR. What's he said? He's going to look at it on the monitor. It's got to be a penalty, isn't it? He's got to give that, surely. Drama here at the London Stadium. It's all about keeping your bird nice and moist. You've got to keep her moist at Crimble. Yeah, arms out. That's a pen, mate. That's a pen. He only needs to see it once, surely. VAR says, Bosh, penalty. There you go, penalty. Yep. Hook Mark B, I think that's a pen. There are 3 minutes of injury time was added, and we're now 3 minutes and 20 seconds in, so this will literally be the last kick of the game. So a penalty for West Ham to salvage a point. European Sun must be near Frederick. Jack says, Nout, I'm not being a dick, but all of the illnesses, I'd probably take CFS over most of them, to be fair. I suppose there's a reason most folk only eat turkey once a year. See, I like a good bit of ham as well. I like a good ham, like a glazed ham at Christmas. You get a good joint of ham, put some honey on it, a bit of brown sugar, whack it in the oven for half hour. Once you've boiled it for a long time, beautiful. Just cuts and falls apart. Oh, nice bit of ham. Pen, surely. Yeah, 100%. Mark Noble's coming on to take it. Have they just brought him on to take the penalty? I missed that. Was he on? You weren't on the pitch, was he, Mark Noble? Cool. Talk about pressure. They brought him on to take a penalty, which will, be one of the last kicks of the game. Mark Noble, a forgotten man. I'm good. Didn't drink much last night. Gonna pour a Sputton Oktoberfest in a minute. I've got that one as well. I've got that one. On the border of Pennsylvania and Maryland. Troegs and Yunling are very popular here. Man United still complaining. Shut up. It was blatant. Upstairs, no ball. Bang. Saved. De Gea saves it. United have got away with one. How much of a mug do you feel now, Mark Noble? Dear, oh dear. Has anyone seen the Colin Furze video where he spins a turkey at like 500 revs per minute and a big poaching machine? I've not seen that. I've not seen that one. Sounds good though. Paul, did you see the Saints disallow penalty yesterday against City? I did. I thought that was all wrong. All wrong. For me, that was a penalty all day long. Kyle Walker comes across him, takes him out, doesn't touch the ball. It's a penalty. City got away with it. Yeah, Troegs is pretty impressive beers too. Their IPA is sublime. Final whistle's gone. United have won that. They've nicked that. Oh dear. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't like him, mate. Stupid face. He's like a 12-year-old with grey hair now, isn't he? See how grey he's got since he's got that United job? It's mad. Grant says, pen. Oliver, I like a nice bit of beef. Yeah, I like a nice bit. I like it. At Christmas, to be fair, that's my problem. At Christmas, I eat everything in sight. It's not good. What a cock for missing that. Oh, well, everyone's been there. Everyone's missed a penalty at some point. Oh dear, missed pen. Yeah, this is a common nightmare. Oliver says, save. Noble should retire immediately. Retire. Damn it. They haven't showed the replay yet. It didn't look like a very good penalty. It looked like a really perfect height for the keeper, especially a keeper of David De Gea's quality as well. It looked the right height for him. He just had to flick himself to his left and push it away. Not good. Not good. So Manchester United have won 2-1 away at West Ham. So yeah, keeps up their impressive start to the season. Kenny's in. He's drinking Wild Beer Millionaire Stout. I saw that reduced in Sainsbury's, isn't it? 120 for a can. Excuse me. That is a good stout, the Millionaire one. I do enjoy that one. Totally agree with you, Ken. Good beer. Jim, usually eat turkey and ham twice a year in the States. Don't forget, we have Thanksgiving. Yeah, man, you're lucky bastards in the States. You get turkey twice a year. Did you have turkey Christmas Day as well, Jim? Or do you eat something else? Because obviously turkey and Thanksgiving is the tradition, isn't it, over there? But what do you eat Christmas Day? Because, I mean, Christmas is turkey over here. We have turkey at Christmas Day. Thanksgiving, we don't know what the hell it is. Oh, it looks like your nan. Oh, here's my nan. I really like Field Study from Trogs. Never had anything from there. Mark's in. Hey up, Ginger Ninja. Had the Vocation Crunchy Stout last night. Really nice. Is that one on the website? The Vocation Crunchy Stout. Is that just on the website? It's not gone in the supermarket, is it? That one. Brighton beat Leicester as well. 2-1. Brighton, man, they're a good side. Good side. They've had a hell of a start to the season as well. Brighton. Fair play to them. Graham Potter, what a coach. I said it all the way through the summer. That's who Spurs should have gone for. Bloody hell, Spurs could only go like fourth. It's like our possible highest position after today if we win. Just got to beat Chelsea, that's all. League table, Liverpool top, United second, Brighton third, Chelsea fourth. Brighton third in the table. Got to go Arsenal, 13th. Nosebleeds. Katzmit says, I have an idea. Shall we tweet the link for the streams to a celebrity? Shall we tweet Kenny G? Kenny G? Oof. I don't know. Of all the people we could invite, why would we invite Kenny G? I don't imagine Kenny G a beer drinker. I imagine more of a sort of a champagne drinker. It's a proper random one, that is Kenny G. I love his music. I love his saxophone music. Get any bird into bed playing Kenny G, but I can't see him being a beer drinker. Blue Van Man will not be a happy bunny. Of course, he's a Leicester fan, isn't he? Yeah. I found it at my local bottle shop. Only one left. Oh, right. Yeah. The Vocation Crunchy one. I had heard of it. I don't know if it's gone in the supermarket or is it just off the Vocation website. I'm not too sure. But sounds interesting enough. Honeycomb. Is it a honeycomb stout? As a Liverpool fan, come on, Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Half hour till kick-off. Mark says, needed Leicester to win. Keep my £5 treble going. Bloody Brighton. I should have gone for Brighton. Good side, man. Spurs have got Mourinho Mark II in Nuno. Even played under him. You like safe players like Winks. Oh, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. When Pochettino lost his job, I'd have happily seen Spurs go for Nuno. But yeah, it wasn't who I wanted at this point. But it don't really matter who I wanted. But yeah, I really fancy Graham Potter. I think he's a great coach, really, really good coach. And I think if Brighton had one or two more top players in their squad, they'd be right up there. I think top 6 easy for Brighton. They play such good football. Turkey and ham, sometimes a rib roast too. Nash taters, stuffing, etc. Thus, we're the fattest country in the world. I don't know. We're trying to catch you up over here. We used to make the joke about Americans all being fat, but I mean, I don't know. Brighton doing bits this season, yeah, mate, 100%, 100%. Paul, what about a Joshua versus Usyk live stream next week? The fight, yeah, potentially. We'll see what's going on because I've got the engagement wedding reception Friday, and I'm off work Saturday, and John and Lids are coming down for that. So we might be doing something Saturday. But if I'm back at a decent time, I would do the live stream for the fight because I do want to watch it. I do want to watch that. So if anyone fancies a boxing live stream piss up next Saturday, perhaps we'll do that. Not a fan of lager. Enjoyed an Iyengar Oktoberfest Marzen. Give it a go. I've got that in my box, mate. It's in my box, though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That is one of the ones in the box that I'm looking forward to the most, if I'm honest. The Iyengar Marzen. I love Iyengar beers. I think they're so underrated. I think they would be one of the first places I'd want to go in Germany, is their brewery. Nuno has Harry Kane playing like Harry Winks. I don't think Harry Kane wants to play for anyone at the moment, unless it was a Man City shirt. I don't want to blame him. I don't want to have a go at him. Everything that could have gone wrong last week against Palace went wrong, but he was awful. Like, it was nowhere to be seen. And even like the little things, like trying to talk and calm down Tanganga, didn't do it. And neither did Lloris, which annoyed me. None of them kind of grabbed hold of him and told him to calm down, you know? Bit worrying, really. Or they're playing a trailer for No Time to Die on Sky Sports at the moment. How good does that film look? That new James Bond flick. That looks superb. Really looking forward to seeing that. Brad Evans is in. How you doing, Paulio Potts? How you doing, Bradders? Hope you're well, son. Hope you're well. Who's on the sauce? Are we all on the sauce? Mark's just seen the under-23s beat Liverpool 4-0. Oh, Liverpool kids have taken a dicking. Absolute dicking. You'll have to see it. Paul Hewlett's in. Show me that badge. Afternoon, Paul. I've been missing in action. Been sunning myself in Mallorca for 2 weeks. Oh, it's all right for some, isn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful. I've been to Menorca. I've never actually been to Mallorca, but I've been to Menorca. How was it, mate? Was it good? Was it a well-deserved 2 weeks? I'm imagining. How is Usk pronounced? Is it Usek? That's kind of what I say. I kind of go Usk. Usk. I have no idea. Usek. For me, Nuno's underrated. 2 7th place and a 13th place finish in the Premier is a good record. The player to get from Wolves is Neto. I have him at Liverpool. I like Neto. I'm a fan of Neto. I do think he's a good player. I'd have liked to have seen this go for Adama Traore. I think it would have been a lot of fun. A lot of fun at Tottenham. Love watching it. Oliver, yep. Simmer says, is the match on Sky or BT? It's on Sky. Sky Sports. Dave says, found a little bar, place that sells cans and bottles with the Marzen on tap. Oh, no way. Where's that? Iyengar Marzen on tap. Captain Meat says, Paul, what about a Time to Die live stream? I'll do it. I'll go in with me camera with a load of beers with me. And yeah, I'll watch the James Bond film. That'll be good fun. Might get in trouble, but we'll do it. Simo Sup Sky, yeah. Brad Evans, cheers, mate. Oi, Bradders, mate. Hope you're well, says Jack. Dave Wilson says, hi, Brad. Brad says, Jack Howard, all good, mate. Villa won yesterday, so I'm in a good mood. I watched that. Villa were impressive. Second half in particular, just cut them open, didn't they? Simmer says, cheers, Brad. Problem for Nuno's expectations. As long as he kept Wolves up, he was doing well. More as expected. Yes, that's the thing. That's the issue. It's all good being a good coach at Wolverhampton Wanderers, but you come to Tottenham Hotspur now. It's it's a hell of a step, and that's no disrespect to any Wolverhampton Wanderers fans, but Wolves, Tottenham, it's another level. First afternoon, Brad. Which pundits would you go on a piss with? I don't know. I'm sure I've been asked this question before. I don't really like any of them. I think they're all knobheads generally. They talk a load of shit. Michael Dawson, but that's biased because obviously he played for Spurs. But I just think he comes across well on telly when he's on it. They don't get him on enough for me. Who else would I go on a piss with? Jamie Redknapp, maybe. At least you get the birds. Other than that, I don't think there's many I really like. Mika Richards, I think is good value. He's always quite funny. But no, a lot of them, especially on Sky, it's all the. I mean, look what we're dealing with here, right? We're at Spurs for Tottenham, Chelsea. Who have you got in the studio? Graham Souness, Roy Keane, and Mika Richards. None of them played for Spurs or Chelsea. So why are we having to listen to their waffle? I don't get it. Graham Souness never kicked a ball in the Premier League. Why is he on Sky every week? It's baffling. It's baffling. And he's blatantly racist as well. Blatantly racist. I just don't think he should be on telly anymore. I think he's just, the world's passed him by. David Wilson, how you doing? Have you ever had anything to do with Beer 52, Paul? Just signed up. If the beers are crap, can cancel. Only cost me the carriage. Yeah, I get them once every month, every other month now. I reduced my subscription because it's almost with Beer 52. You get one really good box, and then the next month you get a really bang average box. So my theory is if I sort my subscription out, so as I get one every 2 months, perhaps I'll just get the good ones. We'll see what happens with it. But now, good service. The beers are, yeah, like I say, you'll get a really good box. Like every 1 of 2 or 1 of 3, you'll get an outstanding box, and then every few months you'll get a box that's just shocking, and you're just like, what is this? You know. So, but I like the discovery element to it. I get beers from breweries that I would never have heard of otherwise, and I like that side to it. I think Beer 52 is a good thing, but like I say, you can sort your subscription out that you get a box every other month rather than every month, which I think is a good way of doing things. That's a shit penalty, isn't it? It really is. I'm just watching it back now. That's awful. Like I say, De Gea's only had to kind of fall to his left really to save that one. Send myself, no worries, mate. Hope you're well. No, you're so easily pleased, Brad, mate. I love it. Did you see Simon from Real Craft Beer on Friday night? No, I missed it. I was out and about Friday evening, so I missed his stream. Was it good? Jack Garrett's A Simple Things in Life. It was bloody lovely. 29 degrees every day. Way too much San Miguel pub opposite the hotel. €2 a pint. Oh, and had the footy on. Perfect. Perfect. That sounds like a proper holiday. That's what I need, man. He was pissed. Pell was pissed at him. Oh dear. He's not very well now. He was supposed to be going up to Lords this week, and yeah, he can't do it now. So he's not very well. It's a shame that. Mark Jones, revenge is a dish best served cold, beating our under 23s. Jim says we love the Bond films here in the States. Yeah, they're good, aren't they? They're good. Bars in Brick Lane, London, called Kill the Cat. Oh, I'll have to look at that one. I ain't been down Brick Lane for a while. Remember the old piracy advert? Would you steal a handbag? I think I do, actually. I do. Fuck off, poor mate. Could just say lie. Say it was shit, mate. Do us a favour. When the new Bond movie comes out, me and the old man make an event of it. Go watch the film and then go and grab some food and a few beers. Sounds good. Atmosphere is really good last night. Just something about Villa Park under the lights. I think most people say that about all their clubs, don't they? Spurs is always special under the lights. To be fair to Nuno, he lost Jimenez to injury, and we brought Jota. Exactly, didn't do him any favours. I think he's a good coach. He's, like any coach, he needs time, but I don't think he's going to get it at Tottenham. He's only signed a two-year deal, and that doesn't exactly scream, yeah, we wanted you. He was pretty much 8th choice to get the job in the summer, and he's only got a 2-year contract. I mean, I've heard they gave him a 2-year contract because Pochettino's only got 2 years left on his PSG deal, and he wanted to come this summer. So, yeah, read into that what you want, but that's what I think Spurs' long game is, to get Pochettino back. First, we hope you well, says Brad. Jack says, too right, Brad, I'm a simple man. Mika Richards would be a good laugh. Oh, good, cheers, Brad. Emma Hayes is a bit of a laugh, apparently, and a Spurs fan. Emma Hayes. Who's Emma Hayes? Is she on Sky? Sim, I prefer BT over Sky nowadays. Paul, I'd go on the piss with Souness and Keane. Get served first, no trouble. Probably true, to be fair. Dino's in. Hello, Dino. How are you, mate? How are you? Souness played. He did play briefly for Spurs. It was very brief, but just the point is, he's never played in the Premier League. I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. He was a very good player in his day. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he never played in the Premier League. So it's like, why is he here every week? I don't get it. Of all the pundits, of all the people you could get involved, why Graham Souness? You know, it was a bit of a dickhead. You know, he was a very good player, but he was always a bit of a dickhead. And I still don't think his attitude comes out in the way he does his punditry, the way he reviews games and looks at games. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. Which pundits would you go on the piss with? It would have been Saints and Greaves. He didn't take all. So I'd love to have had a pint with Jimmy Greaves. Would have loved to have a pint with Jimmy. Phil says, hello, Dino. For me, Lord's Brewing monthly subscription is the best for me. Yeah, at least you know what you get. Some good beers. Brad says, totally disagree, Paul. Sky had the best pundits when he pundits like Souness. What a player he was. Keeps things balanced in the studio when the younger pundits gets excited. I just think he's a bitter old man now, Graham Souness. He always just comes across as a bitter old git. I just don't like it. Don't think racism comes into it either. Just a difference in opinion. He blatantly hates Paul Pogba, though, doesn't he? A little bit racist. What I'd give to take my old man for a beer. Cherish them times, Simmer. There you go. Says it all. Neville and Carragher. Oh, God. Don't. Couple of dicks. Paul, best Bond movie. My favourite, Skyfall. Love it. Love it. I think it's a great film. The pundit I would most like to go for a drink with would be Alex Scott. At least have something to look at, wouldn't you? She is gorgeous. 23s or the first team. It's a win, mate. Leeds haven't won yet. Simo, best Bond and movie. My respect for Gary Neville grew when that whole Super League thing was happening. He hit the nail on the head, came out and slated Man U, and 5 other clubs used to hate him, but recently he's been great. He's a squeaky mank twat. That's my opinion of Gary Neville. Hey, Man United. On to Sir Alex. Shut up. I like the overlap on Sky with the fans. I think I'd see if Alex Scott was up for a few bevs. Oi, oi. For me, Souness is Liverpool's best central midfielder. He was a hell of a player. I'm knocking Graham Souness, mate. He was a hell of a player. Just backing up the footage of Spurs, yeah. Jimmy Greaves, MBE. Got it on the big screens outside the stadium. Sad day. Sad day. Mika Richards is so funny about a drink and the most down to earth and started at Leeds. Yeah. He's a good player, wasn't he, Mika Richards? TZ. Obviously, I'm from Russia. Obviously, I knew that just by the TZ. I knew it. Welcome along, sir. Welcome along. Excuse me. Harry Kane's chatting. I can't put the volume up. Shark's in. Hello, Shark. How you doing, mate? Hello, everyone. Brad says, yeah, Skyfall was class. I love that film. It wasn't just a good Bond film. It was just a brilliant film. Generally, I thought it was just terrific. Really enjoyed it. Dino, not bad, thanks, mate. Glad to hear it. What have you been playing? What have you been playing? You've been gaming lately. Dave says, hello, Shark. Jim says, yeah, Skyfall was excellent. For me, my favourite Bond films are Moonraker, Spy Who Loved Me, and View to a Kill. Sorry, don't apologise. Don't apologise. All good films, man. All good films. Hello, Shark, you brewing legend. He's a squeaky mank twat. Tell it as it is, man. This is why I watch your streams, Paul. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think he's a... Yeah, I said what I think he is. And I don't like Carragher either. He's a squeaky scouse twat, you know. Is Kane not playing? So I'm watching that now. I mean, from what I heard, he's in the starting lineup, so I don't know what that is. I don't know whether this was done earlier or because I mean the stadium looks empty behind him and it kick off in 15 minutes. So I'm assuming this was done a while ago. Do Sky want to shove this net zero thing down our throats? They do a little bit. They're saying that this game is the first zero net carbon game ever, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. How do you make a game of football zero carbon net thing? I don't know. Hundreds of people have still literally driven their fucking cars to Tottenham to come and watch it. I don't know what anything positive to the environment of this does. I don't know. I'm baffled. Oliver, I like Shearer and Ferdinand. Shearer. I love Alan Shearer as a player. I just don't think he's a very good pundit. And Rio Ferdinand, he's like Gary Neville. He can't talk about football without making some sort of Man United reference after 30 seconds. It's just not very good. It's just not a very good pundit. To be fair to Gary Neville, the time he started slagging the government off and Dave Jones lost his shit was funny. I think he's only saying what everyone else was thinking, though, wasn't he? He wasn't exactly thinking out of the box, you know. The whole European Super League thing. Yes, he said the right thing, but it wasn't brave. It wasn't an out there thing to say. It was the sensible thing to say. Let's have it right. The European Super League was an absolutely disgusting idea that completely mugged off what football is about, and that's us, essentially, the fans. They tried to mug us off, and they should never be allowed to forget it either. Never seen a Bond film all the way through. Oh, there you go. I recommend it. Watch a Bond film. ITV usually play one like every Sunday, don't they? They got nothing else to put on. It's either a Harry Potter film or a James Bond film. Oh, Goldfinger, GoldenEye, Casino Royale, and Skyfall classic. What's everyone's favourite Bond and what's everyone's worst Bond? Well, I'm going to say I don't remember particularly enjoying any of the Pierce Brosnan ones. I don't think Pierce Brosnan was ever a particularly good Bond. Whether that's just him or just the films, I don't remember particularly enjoying the Pierce Brosnan Bonds much. I thought Roger Moore was a superb Bond, as was Sean Connery. Who was the other bloke? I've got another name, the other actor who played Bond. Also, they got to have a good theme tune. They got a good theme tune. License to Kill is a great song, isn't it? License to Kill, great track. I'm not sure the songs have got any better over the years. I think the films have generally got better, but I'm not sure the songs have. Bum, 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 bum. Go on, Delhi. Yeah, Skyfall, I love it. Great film. I've watched less entire films and I've gone for jogs in my life. Blimey. He's got the attention span of a fish. But now we know. How is Jack keeping up with this? Dave Jones is their biggest yes man ever. I think a lot of them are, aren't they? On his sports programs. Net zero, load of bollocks. Hit normal people with some sort of tax and go build another runway at Heathrow. Exactly that. They talk about all this. We've got to stop making diesel engine motors. But yeah, like you say, we'll add another runway to the airports. Brilliant. You get people like Richard Branson coming out and talking to people about stop polluting the world and all that. Geezer owns a fucking airline. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's always the people who got loads of money that try and preach to everyone else about how we should look after the planet. And I'm like, well, you could do something about it, you know. Zero carbon footy sounds like a tax break. Asking multi-millionaires to ride a bike and leave their Aston Mercs and Lambos at home. Yeah. Oh, favourite Bond girl, Eva Green. My favourite Bond girl. That's a great question. Great question. I think that's probably the one good thing about the Pierce Brosnan ones that I was just slagging off. They had Halle Berry in one of them. She's a goddess. Always has been. Back on the Destiny grind at the moment, but enjoying it. I've never played Destiny. Never, ever played Destiny. Any of them. Do need to do that. As a Spurs fan, sure Paul would agree. Garth Crooks is the best thing to happen to football in this country since '66. He's Mr. Football now. Even Garth Crooks gets on my tits a little bit. I don't think he's a particularly good pundit. Timothy Dalton, that was the one I was thinking of. He wasn't a very good one either, was he? The Bond films with Roger Moore and Jaws in them. Comical. Classics. Man with the Golden Gun's mine. Christopher Lee, amazing villain. I did play a good villain, didn't he, Christopher Lee? God, how far have I fallen behind? Going to enjoy a full day of American football. Oh yeah, who's playing? I think after the real football's finished, I might turn over and put some NFL on. Who's playing who today, Shark? Who? I don't even remember what team you are. Are you Rams or are you Chargers or are you Raiders? That's a good question as well. Because if you're a Raiders fan, if you grew up an LA Raiders fan, and now they've moved to Vegas, does that like kind of put you off? Does that stop you from supporting them, or do you stick with them? Or I don't get that. It's not something that in England that happens very often, unless you're Arsenal, of course, that your team moves from one part of the country to another. I know it happens quite a bit in NFL. That's why we kind of laugh at it a little bit. Favourite from Russia with love. Worst, Die Another Day by an absolute mile. There we go. For me, Connery and Casino Royale, Timothy Dalton. Look at the range in opinions on the Bonds here is brilliant. Skyfall is my favourite, but I really hated Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace, was that the first Daniel Craig one? Was that the first one that Daniel Craig did? I know one of them was a bit meh, bit bland. I enjoyed Spectre. I thought Spectre was good. Casino Royale was good. And Skyfall was insanely good. I think I might actually agree. I know one of the Daniel Craig ones was pretty bang average, but I can't remember which one it was. Phil says, how's it going? Shark. Best classic Bond movie is Man with a Golden Gun. Best Bond, Basildon Bond. Russ Sabat. Worst, Uni Bond. That's cracking. I love that. Oh dear. Brett, hello mate. James Bond themes lack the metal. I'm very surprised no metal band has been asked to do a theme. Yeah. I suppose they tried to do it with the Mission Impossible things, didn't they? They're not quite as cool as James Bond, but they had the Limp Bizkit thing, didn't they, with Mission Impossible? But yeah, it would be interesting, wouldn't it, to see like a metal band lay down the track for a James Bond film. You know? That would be interesting. It'd be a whole new twist on it. Look at that beautiful stadium. Afternoon all. Disco is in. Hello, Disco. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Quantum of Solace struggled because of the writer's strike. Made the movie with not a full script. There you go. Captain Meat dropping the knowledge. Dave Wilson, Beardy, be great if they asked Maiden. Yeah, you got to think, of all the metal bands, who could they possibly ask to do a James Bond track? And who would be capable? Like I said, I think Iron Maiden. Now you said it, would be a good shout. You know, I'll be listening back to. Who's listened to the new Maiden album, by the way? What's everyone's opinion on? If you're a metalhead, obviously you would have listened to it. If not, you wouldn't be interested. But I'm a bit on the fence with the new Iron Maiden album. If I'm honest, I think it has its moments, but it's nowhere near as good as Book of Souls for me. And I think that's the disappointing thing. I think they hit a new peak for me. Iron Maiden with Book of Souls. I think it's only downhill again after that. But it's not terrible, but not great. Dave says, hi, Disco. Another question on Beer 52, Paul. Do they just send 330ml cans? No. You do get the odd 400ml can in there. 440ml can, should I say, and bottles as well. But it's predominantly 330ml bottles and cans, yeah. But you do get 440s in them quite regularly. Spurs have got a load of the old legends out. Got Glenn Hoddle, Mike Chivers stood there, Steve Perriman, Ledders, Gary Mabber, Ozzy Dealers, Mickey Hazard. Oh, bless them. Nice. First, we're doing okay. Had a few beers yesterday, so today we'll be light-handed with the beer. Nice. Maiden or Metallica, either of them would be top. It would be nice. It would be nice. Was it Chris Cornell? Chris Cornell did a James Bond theme, didn't he? Before he passed. I'm sure it was Chris Cornell. I always thought that was a bit of a random choice for me. He had a cracking voice, but not for a James Bond song, I don't think. Oh. What was the story of George Lazenby? I think I read somewhere he started with crazy demands. Only red jelly babies in his trailer between shots. What? It would surprise me. Some of these actors and performers are proper prima donnas, aren't they? Feels this afternoon disco last night was funny. The only Bond, Jimmy, hello Jimmy. The only Bond I quite liked was with Pierce Brosnan was GoldenEye, with Sean Bean as the villain. See, you know what the thing is for me? I remember the video game more than the film. GoldenEye. I thought the game was probably better than the film. Zero Carbon and Footy. International Footy, anyone? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Holly Berry all day long still looks good. Yeah, she's an absolute stunner. Absolute stunner. Worst Bond ever. George, best ever. Sean. There you go. George Lazenby, worst Bond. Sean Connery, the best Bond. Cheers, Phil. It was a bit weird, but we got through it. I actually caught the end of it. I caught the end of the show. Players coming out now. Come on, Spurs. Even Metallica on S&M kick should have been drafted. Would have been awesome. Yeah. Oliver's replaying Uncharted 4. Nice. Nice. Was a good stream as always. Disco. Brett says I've got the Afl Grand Final on the 25th. Trying to find a decent streaming site to catch it. Love watching Spurs in the early 80s. Ozzy Ardiles era. Yeah. Bit of Ozzy, Ricky Villa. The Argentinian legends. And Don Belli starting. Wow. Lo Celso starting. That's quite attacking. Tottenham lineup. Lloris in goal, obviously. Who's in the back for Emerson Royale, Romero, Dyer. Dyer's recovering from injury. That's good. Reguilon. Left back. Huibert and Don Belli in midfield. Hurry up. Lo Celso, Dele Alli. Heung-min Son's back. Oh, thank God for that. And Harry Kane our top, I'm assuming. That's a good side. That's quite a good side on paper. I quite like that. In fact, I like that quite a lot. Melbourne versus the Western Bulldogs will be an awesome grand final. Aussie rules football, yeah. Sport they make up their own rules for. Shark says New Orleans Saints fan here. Hates the Raiders. Hates the Raiders. New Orleans Saints fan. Why New Orleans, Shark? Why New Orleans? Are you California born and bred, I'm assuming? Simo says, my favourite Bond movie is GoldenEye. Pierce Brosnan was the Bond I grew up with, so I have a special place for his movies. Jim's a Cowboys fan. Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? When it comes to Bond girls, you can't see it. But yeah, I'm New England Patriots, me. Not that I'm a massive fan, but I have ties with Boston, so that's the only sort of reason I'm bothered. When it comes to Bond girls, you can't go past Pussy Galore. Holly Goodhead. My favourite was Stacey from A View to a Kill. So hot. Excuse me. European Sun. Apparently, that was the second Daniel Craig film. Was that Quantum of Solace? Was it the second Bond one? Are they going to do a minute's silence, or are they doing a minute's applause for Jimmy Greaves? I think they're doing an applause. They are. They're doing an applause. Always works better. There's always one numpty who shouts in the middle of a minute silence, isn't there? Do you find beers with higher alcohol content undrinkable, like Doppelbock style, that have a 7 to 10% alcohol? I find the strong lagers Sort of 6% upwards. No, 6% upwards is probably a bit silly. 7-8% upwards with lagers. I find them a bit undrinkable. Find them a bit sweet. Some IPAs, strong. Sort of some of the triples can be really overly sweet, overly dank. They can be sometimes a little bit of a chore to get through. But generally, no. I say, apart from the strong lagers, the Carlsberg strong, what's it called? The Carlsberg special brews and the really strong sort of European lagers that you get, they can be a bit horrible after a while. But generally, no. My go-to ABV for any beer, generally, if it's an IPA, if it's between 6 and 8%, that's like the magic number for me. Stouts, I like a good big ABV stout. I like a good ABV IPA, but it's the strong lagers I don't get on with normally. Doppelbox, Marzens, and things like that. No, I think the malt character in them beers tends to balance out the ABV. So I don't struggle with drinking them ones too much. What about you, Vlado? Casino Royale was Craig's first. Troy says after the real football is finished. Someone spotted that. No offense, but American football, they don't even kick it. So why'd they call it football? Need to get my PS5 sorted. Grand GT7 is looking like a great racing game. Oh, it was a Gran Turismo. GT7 looked like a great racing game. I haven't played a Gran Turismo for years. I'm very much Forza these days. The Xbox. Ball over the top. Luckily, Lukaku was offside there. Luckily. Right, Rasco, comment of the stream. The guy from Soundgarden sung the Casino Royale theme. That's right, yeah, Chris Cornell, yeah. Oh, great touch from Lukaku. What a player he is. I have a short uncle, and everyone in the family calls him Knick Knack, the midget from The Man with a Golden Gun. Outrageous. I love it. I've just had a pop up on my phone about this game Zero. Leave me alone. I've got a fucking push bike. I'm doing my bit. Yeah. See, people like you, Phil, you're saving the world. It's all about you. And Dombele, to San, to Ali, to Region. Spurs getting forward quickly. I'm glad Dombele started. Man's a genius. Son from range. Straight to Harry Kane. Great stuff. Come on, Tottenham. Getting lost in this. Simo, I guess they tried to make a rockier theme tune when they asked Jack White to write it. That failed on his ass, didn't it, that one? Oh! Chelsea got that one for way for now. Oh, what a ball in that is. Oh! Crikey. I thought we were in there. Metal Bond. Chris Cornell did Casino Royale. Close enough. Yeah, I think that's about as rocky as it got, didn't it? James Bond theme tune, Black Sabbath. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Get Sabbath to do a James Bond thing. That'd be brilliant. The late, great Chris Cornell, yeah. I liked it at first. I liked it at first. Really liked it. Now I'm not so sure. I was at the Maiden album we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I listened to it first. I listened to it through the first time and I was like, it was all right. And then I've listened to it again and my opinion just hasn't really changed. I'm like, it's okay. But what I've listened to Book of Souls this week as well. I kind of gone back to it. I loved that album. But the first time I listened to Book of Souls, I was just like, Jesus. I didn't know Iron Maiden were capable of something this good anymore. I thought that album was absolutely outstanding. And I've listened to it again this week. And for me, it absolutely annihilates the new one. Absolutely annihilates it. Much better songs on it. Spurs got a free kick in a really good position there. Big chance. AC/DC would make a top Bond theme. Imagine Angus guitar during a car chase. That would be good. Cheers, mate. My work here is done. Back to sleep for me. Disco's going for a nap again. Oh, dear. Maybe. Best Bond theme for me is Goldfinger. Did Shirley Bassey do Goldfinger? I forgot about Chris Cornell. Yeah. Kepa in goal for Chelsea. If you've ever got a chance, it's today. Oh, yeah. I just noticed it. I thought he's lost his tan. Harry Kane, free kick. That's about, where are we at? 25 yards. Oh, it's less than that. It's about 20 yards, just outside the 18-yard box. Harry Kane's having a look. Lo Celso's having a look. Is it harder to score free kicks on this range, though? Wouldn't you prefer it a few yards out? Referee sorted out the Chelsea wall. Is he going to go for that gap? Spurs have made a wall of their own. Upstairs, Harry Kane. Deflected over. Wide. Is that corner? Is that goal kick? Goal kick. Harry Kane doesn't score free kicks. I don't know why he keeps taking them. Someone with a bit of whip there would have been nice. Oh, here's a corner. The Celso with a corner. Simmer. Oh, really? Jack White is such an underrated guitarist. I'm not a fan of Jack White. Not a fan. I think his guitar solos are fucking awful as well. What was that? Beat the first man. Come on. Beat the Brewery. Another Way to Die was Jack White and Alicia Keys, I think. God. George Lazenby did not like Diana Rigg. She was a stunner. Although not proper metal, Guns N' Roses did a take on Live and Let Die. And it was a really good version as well, wasn't it? The Guns N' Roses Live and Let Die. Great tune. Kepa in for Chelsea. Yep. Simo, weird indeed. Talent meets just tits. Music isn't that great. Nah, I don't know what the fuss is all about with Alicia Keys, to be honest. Ooh. She's not awful, don't get me wrong. She's got a cracking voice, but her music, try it. A bit like Beyonce. Beyonce's voice is incredible, but her music is absolute gash. Like, it's just got worse. I think ever since she got married to Jay-Z, I think her music's gone down the toilet. You hear it and you're like, who wrote that? Who put that together? It's absolute garbage. Weird. Oliver says, Spurs might win this. I've only been playing 5 minutes. Rugby league, that, I think. Rugby league. Ledley King was a player. Ledley King was an incredible player. Incredible player. If he'd have had 2 decent knees, he probably would have ended up joining another club, to be fair, and winning everything. He was a hell of a player, Ledley King. He was like Paul McGrath. He couldn't train during the week, but then come Saturday, he'd play and was outstanding. Was normally the best player on the field. Just mixed that understanding of the game with just raw speed, raw talent, raw ability. He was just a top defender. Really good player. Mabbott and Aussie Spurs legends. Gary Mabbott is a gentleman. He lives not too far away from me. Story. I got a signed Spurs shirt from Gary Mabbott. I got the 94-95 home shirt. And that was the last season Mabs played before he retired. And one of my mates' kids went to the same primary school as Gary Mabbott's. And he told me, and I was like, mate, if I give you a shirt, do you reckon you get a signing for it? He's like, yeah, all right. So he took it to school with him. He was dropping the kids off the next day. Saw Gary Mabbott, gave him the shirt. None of them had a pen on them because my mate's a bit daft. And Gary Mabbott, to his credit, he took the shirt home, signed it up, left a really nice message on it, and gave it back to him next day. I've still got it. So to Paul, best Spurs wishes, Gary Mabbott, legend. And I've met him 2 or 3 times, and he will genuinely just chat with you. He will happily stand and chat football with you for ages. Absolute legend. Absolute legend, Gary Mabbott. Spurs on the attack. Heung-min Song. Go on, son. Have him. He's running out of play. Good man. Dear. Just bet a 5 on Spurs. I reckon Kepa has a howler in him today. I hope so. Used to watch American football as a kid. My team was the Chicago Bears with the fridge. It was a unit. So I got a soft spot for Chicago Bears because I like bears. But I just don't know. Because being English, I have no connection to any of them other than the Patriots now. The fact that my brother lives in Boston and his partner is from Boston. So that's the only connection I have. So it's kind of been chosen for me, really. Spurs pressing high. Chelsea is sort of having to go over the top to get out of the press at the moment. That's encouraging. Excuse me. As soon as his book, he says Steve Perrin was a proper lad and a top footy player. I've never heard a bad word said about Steve Perryman. To be fair, he's made more appearances for Spurs than any other player. Yeah, I've heard him do an interview. Steve Perryman, just seems like a great guy. Steve Perryman, legend. Oh yeah, Spurs have got them rattled, mate. Spurs have got them rattled. They're flying into tackles. Loving this. Well, I was watching the Rams Saints game when I was young. The Saints kicker was left-footed, and he was from Denmark. And my grandfather was from there, so that's why you're a Saints fan. Ah, funny. I've got these stories. How it all adds. Anyone else watch any other sports? I mean, obviously, the majority of the people in here are going to be into football, right? Anyone else really into any other sports? Rugby's obviously going to be a big one. Ben Matthews, I'm on the Denham by Salt now, 7.2, and it's banging. Very drinkable. I need to try that one. Does the Aussie Rules Footy v Gaelic football match still take place? Remember watching it in the 80s, rougher than MMA? I don't know. That's news to me. Are there any styles of beer you don't feel like you fully appreciate? Sours. I'm not a big fan of sours. What else? Lambics. I've never really got into lambics. I've not had nearly enough saisons. I think saison is probably the big one. I like the odd saison. Some people absolutely love them. Perhaps I feel like I don't appreciate them as much because I've had some saisons that I've really enjoyed, and I've had others I'm just like, ugh, nah, not getting on with that at all. So yeah, probably saisons is probably the one style I could definitely answer that question with. What about you? Is there any style of beers that you'd like to get into, and you're just kind of waiting for that one beer that kind of changes it? You know, Chelsea knocking the ball around nicely. Alonso on the left, stood up by Emerson. Good pressing from Tottenham again. Over the top. Way! Havertz completely missed his volley. Emerson's got to let that go. Goal kick for Spurs. What do you think? Who do you think will be the next Bond? Oh, good question. Good question. Who do I think will be the next Bond? A lot of talk about Idris Elba. I don't think he'd be a terrible choice. Idris Elba. We got a guest. We are going to be joined now by Tom, our friend Tom, the crummy beard. Bosh. Here he is.
Good afternoon, folks. How are we doing?
How you doing, Tom? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad at all. Not too bad. We're flowing. The beer's going down nicely. It's just like a Saturday afternoon, but on a Sunday. Who'd have thunk it?
That's a very nice looking pint you got there.
Yeah. I popped into Aldi and found a load of that in there. Of all things. The Goose Island Golden Goose. It's a solid lager. I was drinking it in Morrison's earlier in the year, and now they stopped selling it. Apparently, it's all gone to Aldi. So there you go.
Interesting. I'll have to keep a lookout. I've set the tap up for the first time in a while.
Hey,
so get to pour my own.
What you got in it? What you got on it?
Homebrew pale.
Oh, nice. Have you tried it?
Yes, I had it. I've had it on the tap once, and I've tried a couple of bottles, but I've not tried it for probably about 6 weeks now. So it should have matured a bit more. Should be a bit different.
Gonna say
a bit of.
Thoughts on this one? Who do you think would be the next Bond?
Oh, so it depends. Yeah, I caught the start of you talking about that. So there's a lot of interest in Idris Elba doing it, like you said, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
That requires them to go down because Daniel Craig was quite rough and ready for Bond when he did it, wasn't he? He was quite an edgy Bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Elba follows suit on that front, where they want to take it a step further with him. If they want to go down that route, but don't go for Idris Elba, Tom Hardy's not a bad shout.
Tom Hardy, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad one.
Or someone said Cillian Murphy, which is also quite a good shout.
Yeah, I think he would be a good Bond, wouldn't he? I mean, I love Peaky Blinders. But yeah. I can't think of what else.
There's also what's his name? Richard. I can't remember his last name. he was in Game of Thrones as one of the Stark boys, the eldest one, and then he did that body, and then he did that bodyguard.
He
thing.
did. Yes, that's a good shout as well. That's a good shout.
Richard Madden, is it? I think.
Richard Madden. So I know exactly who you're talking about, but his real name eludes me, so I'll have to take your word for it. But that's a really good shout. He was the Stark boy, wasn't he? He was the oldest son, the oldest Stark. I can't remember his name, but he's the one who got mashed up at the Red Wedding, didn't he?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah. I've forgotten who his real. But yeah, he was in the Bodyguard, which was also very good.
That was excellent. That really was good.
He'd be a good Bond. That's a great shout, actually. Yeah, I never even thought about that. He'd be a good Bond.
They're my picks. I don't know. I'm sure there's others though. There's got to be. Oh, I'll tell you what. The other one is Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah. That'd be a good shout as well. That'd be a good shout.
I've had this conversation a few times, as you can tell. I've got
these options I've never even thought of. You know, it's a debate, isn't it? Because Daniel Craig said he ain't going to do anymore, is he? So
and it's nice to have them change it over every, because I mean he's done it for more than a decade now.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
isn't it? Wow. Mark had a can from my bottle shop last night from MBH called Keeping Company. It was a 7.2, very nice and juicy. How long will we be on, Paul? Got around to the store, pick up some Jade. I was looking at, I was going to do to the end of the game, and the game's only 15 minutes in, so at least till kind of 6:30-ish, I would have thought. So wherever the time is now, so another couple of hours, I think, another couple of hours tops. I'll be on for. So yeah, you got time to do a beer run, mate. A beer run. You got time to do a beer run. So you're all good. Get out, get your beers. I'll still be here, mate.
There'll be plenty of time. Plenty of time.
You got time. Go do it. I think we all need to think about Paul watching his matches. He's still not over. Oreo ripping his contract up. Yeah, I'm over it, mate. I forgot all about it. Thoughts on Mcewan's Champion Ale? My dad loves the stuff.
Yeah, I'm not keen.
Yeah,
it's just a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I was going to say bang average.
It's not offensive at all, but it's just I can't get excited about it.
Yeah, if he's been drinking it for a long time, it's he knows what he likes. That's fine. But yeah, for me, it's just a bit meh. Once you've had it, I kind of like. I don't really want another one. It's not doing anything special, and it goes. All back across. Oh, Spurs are having a go here. Vlado. By the way, greetings from Croatia. I usually only drink Weizens because I like the taste. I still like a good lager or a stout. You sound like my kind of drinker. I love a Weizen, I love a stout, and I love a lager.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining
a trio of styles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably my three favourite styles, if I'm honest. Say apart from the IPA, I love a West Coast IPA. I'll probably maybe swap the West Coast IPA for the Weizen, but I love a good Weizen as well. So, but thank you for joining us from Croatia. You are very welcome.
It's got to be quite earlier. Sorry, I'm misplacing. I do that all the time. Yeah. I occasionally forget where Croatia is and think it's in South America, and it isn't.
I always get those two mixed up.
It's not the first time I've done it either. Something in the back of my head goes, "That's what am I? Where am I? I don't know. I don't know where I'm thinking of." But yeah,
Croatia in South America. How?
They're not. It's not there. I caught myself halfway through the sentence, but I thought I'm going to fess up anyway. I was being stupid.
Do you know what? When I was younger, I used to think Croatia was like a really cold place. I thought it was like near Russia or something growing up, And then you see the photos of people holidaying there. It looks stunning. Just beautiful people sunning themselves. And I'm just like, it's meant to be beautiful, isn't it, Croatia?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't get much further south.
No.
Well, sorry. You can't get much closer to the equator, should I say.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. There's a few countries in between, but it gets very uncomfortably hot at that point.
Exactly. I couldn't handle it. Being a gin, I couldn't handle it. So it's not the one. Jack says, celery, singing the Chelsea songs. Get out of it, Jack. My favourite Maiden album is Caught Somewhere in Time. Stranger in a Strange Land is my favourite Maiden song. So we were discussing the new Iron Maiden album. And
I've not listened to it yet.
Oh, have you not?
No. Is it good?
For me, it's okay. It's
Okay.
I've been comparing it to the album they did before, Book of Souls,
Yeah.
which I thought was superb. I love that album. Still love that album.
Yeah.
I downloaded the new Maiden album when it came out. Was it 2 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago now, and I just straight away thought, that's all right. It had its moments, but it was just a kind of, just a bit of an average Maiden album for me.
Okay.
And I've re-listened to Book of Souls this week, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't even come close. It's a much better album than the new one. But we were talking about what everyone's general opinion on it was, because it does have its moments,
Yeah, I've not listened to Book of Souls for a long time, but I remember before it came out, I remember thinking, are they really gonna be able to smash it again? Like, they've been around for how long now? Very few bands bring out a new album at that point, and it's actually any good.
Yeah,
but it was great. So
yeah, there's not many bands it does anymore. You kind of like, oh, they don't sound like they once used to, and I was like, well, of course they don't. It's especially with these metal bands. So when people slag off Metallica, they're like, oh, they're nothing like they used to be. And I'm like, yeah, but they were like 19 when they released Kill 'Em All. Region's in. Go on, son. Squares it. Oh, why'd you square it? Shoot, man. Shoot. God's sake. We were in there. We were in.
35 years and several $1 million later, it's going to be a bit different, isn't it?
It's going to change the perspective a little bit. Yeah. Like, what are we doing it for now? We're not angry young men anymore, are we? We're just doing it. We've got a record label breathing down our necks. It
was always quite like that. From the off, Slipknot purposely did very different feels to each album.
Yeah,
so they could never. It was almost everyone could say they didn't like that much as the last one, but they could never be accused of changing because they were always changing.
Yeah,
they never did. Even those first two, while they're more similar than maybe modern stuff, Iowa and the self-titled album are leagues apart.
For one another, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally. I think a lot of people with Slipknot, they can't get past the masks. They see the masks and that's it. They're like, I'm not listening.
No,
they're doing it.
That's their loss. That means there's less people at the gig. They're going to sell out every time anyway, so it's irrelevant.
It is. But they are so good, man. So good. Catch Me, AC/DC's best album is Back in Black. Discuss.
I don't think I've listened to AC/DC's albums cover to cover. I've always just listened to because it's. I mean, they're one of those bands who, if anything, are very consistent. Songs always have a very AC/DC feel to them. You know what I mean? They're all quite. They have a same equality, which isn't a bad thing. So you know what you're getting.
Exactly. Yeah.
But as a result, I always just whack them on a great big playlist. So I would struggle to tell you what half the tracks are actually on what album.
That's it. They all kind of blend into one another, don't they? Even the new one, the Power Up album they put out at the end of last year. I love it. It's great. It's just it's a proper AC/DC album. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. If you like one AC/DC track, you like them all. For that's my opinion anyway. They don't try and do anything experimental. They don't try and do anything different. They're just they are who they are. And I think they're great. So
it's a shame Goldrake's not here to tell us how bad they are.
He said he was in there early, so he's going for a walk. He'll pop in later. Yeah, and tell us how good the jam are and stuff. Jack says lost his tan. Simon Martin for Prime Minister. Hello, sir. So how you doing, Paul? Thanks. What's that? Thanks. Be not had a beer in 6 weeks. Not had a beer in 6 weeks. Been too long. Need to get one open soon. Well, here's your chance, man. Open a beer. Have a beer, mate. Come and have a drink with us. Why not? Lazy Sunday afternoon. Have a beer. Nobody Does It Better. It's his favourite Bond theme. What film was Nobody Does It Better from?
I can't. Was that the last one, or was that an old one? I can't. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that track.
Nobody Does It. Nobody Does It Better. That one.
That must be an old one.
Baby, you're the best. That one. I can't remember what Bond film it was now.
I'm not sure.
Someone needs to put the answer in the comments. Sorry for the typo. It didn't make much sense. I've not had a beer. He's not had a beer. Imagine what you'd be like if you had a beer. Have a beer, mate. Mark says Kane shit. We need Bamford. We need Patrick Bamford. Class act. Paul, who's your favourite metal band? My favourite metal band ever are Metallica. I am a big Metallica fan. What about you? Putting it out to everyone. Anton.
Putting it out to everyone. I'll answer then. So I think Slipknot take my top spot just because I got properly into music when about 2 months before they released Iowa.
Right.
So it was like I just discovered that first one, and then in no time at all, that second one popped up, and it was crazy. And those live shows immense. But Metallica, strong second place.
I think if anyone listens to a lot of metal, I don't think anyone who listens to a lot of metal cannot have like at least one Metallica album in their collection. You know, I'd be baffled. It's just like, what do you listen to if you haven't listened to Metallica?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Master of Puppets cover to cover is just a masterpiece, isn't it?
It is. I think their first 4 or 5 albums were extraordinary. The rate that they were putting them out and the quality that they were putting them out with, it was. Well, we had Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Justice for All, Master of Puppets, and then right up to Black Album. And the Black Album was then probably the peak of their powers. Perhaps not as good as some of the earlier stuff, but then
the Black Album arguably had as strong, if not stronger, leading tracks, but maybe not quite as strong filler tracks.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but I mean, like I say, Enter Sandman. How many metal bands have done a riff, a song as iconic as that? Like, even if you're not a metal fan, you know it. You know what it is. You know, it's one of them. They took it to another level. Fair play to them. Kane needs Kane. Do you reckon? What a zinger, Jack Gibbs. I've fallen behind with the comments. Way behind. So we say you've been camping. You've been camping this weekend, you were saying?
I did. We had an impromptu little camp out. Last time I went a few weeks back, it was August bank holiday last time I did it. And it all went a bit wrong. Mate had a tyre blowout on the motorway. It didn't get there till 10 o'clock at night. Kind of ruined it. So, and then on Friday afternoon, I had no plans this weekend. Friday afternoon, there was a bit of, does anyone want to do anything? I was like, I'm free. What do you want to do? And then I was going to say to people, you can just come around here and have a beer. And then, but Mrs. Crummybeard's parents are coming down from Scotland tomorrow, and they're being a bit COVID safe still. So I didn't really want loads of people in the house just before they turned up, just in case sort of thing. I was like, well, we could always just disappear and camp out for a day. So that's what we did, and took some homebrew cider with me, and that's got a lot better, which is interesting. I'm not a big cider drinker, but a couple of people asked me to do it, and it looked easy, so I gave it a go. That sweetened off a lot in the last few weeks because it was quite sour to start with.
Right.
Had a real, almost like apple cider vinegar quality to it. It was a bit much, but it's rounded out really nicely now. And at about 7%, was a bit dangerous as well. I was all right. The rest of them looked like they were hanging a bit this morning, but I think I managed to just stop when it mattered.
Whereabouts did you go? Did you go far?
No, relatives got basically a bit of field on the back of the house they don't use. It's completely covered off, so I can just go and steal that whenever.
Oh, nice.
I'll just jump on the mower and mow the lawn for them. They're like, yeah, you can do what you want. So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Oh, sounds good, man. I've been camping in donkey's years now.
Right, we can go if you want to come down.
Yeah, 100%. I think
do that.
We're looking at doing some travelling in October. Zabby's got like nearly 2 weeks off of work, so I'm just going to move work around. So we're going to have a few days off, at least maybe a week. So I know we said we'd come up and see John again, but hopefully we get John down. We'll come to Nottingham way and do a bit your way, and then come up north and see John again.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know what you want to do. We can go out in town. We can do some camping stuff. Got everything. So we don't. I mean, don't even need to bring anything necessarily. I can sort of tent and stuff for you. So whatever you want to do.
Oh, sounds awesome, man. Abby loves camping as well. So we'll have a bit of that, definitely. Brad says that Mark Jones, never forget the time he went down like a shot against Villa when El Ghazi got sent off. Didn't even touch him. I quite like Jack White's guitar, and it's rough and ready. Definitely not a shredder. Yeah, that's another conversation that came up. Jack White, what are your thoughts?
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you anything he'd done since the White Stripes.
Yeah, I'm the same, I think, if I'm honest.
I know he's done a lot. I feel like I've heard the name pop up from year on year, but I'm not overly familiar with what he's doing now.
I think what I've heard from Jack White since he left the White Stripes just sounds very White Stripesy.
Yeah.
I think.
And I mean, and if it all sounds like Seven Nation Army, then I'm not going to say he's a particularly good guitarist because that's very simple. It doesn't mean he's not, of course. I mean, if that's all we're basing it on, then we can't say for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But, no, I'm not really familiar enough to have an opinion on it.
Mm. No, so I haven't listened to much of his solo stuff. Quite like Marilyn's Clutching at Straws album from 1987, top stuff. A lot of people quite like Marilyn. I've never really listened to him properly.
Is that a typo? Is it meant to be Marillion?
Is it Marillion or is it Marilyn?
I don't recognise Marilyn. Marlions, that says.
Oh, Marlion. No, definitely Marilyn, not Marlions. I definitely know Marilyn.
Okay, we'll find out. It's a typo either way, but we don't know which one for. I don't recognise the album title, so I couldn't tell you.
Nah, definitely not. Right, love Paul McGrath, best defender Villa had. He was a hell of a defender. Hell of a defender. Get it away. Just about done it. Where are we at? Right, Sharp says I'm off. Need to get some breakfast and warm up the couch. What's the time? Was it like 8 in the morning over there?
9 now for him.
9. There you go. McGrath was good on. I think it's all over to Brad. What? McGrath was good on. I think it's all over to.
As in, I think it's all over. As in, does he mean? Is that a show? Are they called a show? I think it's all over.
I think it's all. They think it's all over. Yeah, they think it's all over. I remember now. That old panel, sports quiz panel show. It was quite funny. Whatever happened to that? Why did they stop that show? That was good. Lee Johnson says boxing.
What was the question?
I don't know. Oh, boxing. Is that the question? What other sports do you follow? There you go. Lee Johnson's into his boxing. Simon Martin's into a bit of baseball. He likes his baseball. Who do you follow, Simon? Have you got a team? European Sun says boxing 2. Vlado. Hope I'm saying your name right. Into tennis, also football, but tennis the most. There you go. Jack's all about welly throwing. You knew you wouldn't get a sensible answer out of Jack, so welly throwing seems quite normal for Jack. Bit of welly.
I think he stands on his roof and genuinely throws his footwear at people. I think that's what he does.
I will pass my ass. Lopping shoes at him. Love it. Oliver says he's a Sale Sharks fan. Dad had a few appearances for them when they were Ashford Rugby Club. I also like sailing. The America's Cup is a good watch, and that is a random one. Sailing. Don't hear many people. I'm a big sailing fan.
Yeah, not many people say that, do they?
No.
I can see. I mean, they're engineering marvels. Those things, they really are. So I can see why, but no, I never got into it myself.
No, I don't like boats much. You know, people who get really rich and they buy a yacht.
Yeah,
and they just do that because they don't know what to spend their money on. I'll get a yacht. Like, have you got much sailing experience? Like, no. They just get people to do it for them, bring them champagne and drugs and stuff. I kind of get that bit, but.
Do we have to be buoyant while that happens? Is the question. Is that a bit necessary?
Got a yacht. We also need strippers and cocaine and stuff like that. Otherwise, what's the point in having a yacht, right? They just go hand in hand. Great ball.
And those things just aren't the same on steady land. It's not the same.
Oh, keep saved it. Get very excited. Jack Howard, if you're going to try and be funny, at least type it right. It's welly wanging. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was welly wanging. Welly chucking. Parma Violet's Brewdog. I've not had it, mate. We were talking a little bit about that earlier. I'm kind of in slightly an awkward position right now from a beer reviewer's perspective. Is that I think the controversy surrounding Brewdog at the moment is a really bad look, and I believe for a while that their beer has gradually been getting worse and worse. So from my perspective, it's hard for me to want to spend my time and money on Brewdog beer. I people put super chats in and watch my videos, and the revenue I get through it, I'm in the position where I'm like, do I really want to spend that money on Brewdog beers? And I put the question out on a live stream I did a couple of weeks ago. I said, do people want me to review Brewdog beers? And generally the answer was no. So if people want me to review Brewdog beers, I'll do it. But personally, I have no interest, because by all accounts, there's some pretty crappy things going on behind the scenes there. And just from a beer fan's perspective, I don't think their beers are all that good. But yeah, I've not tried the Parma Violets. Have you had it, Tom?
No, I haven't. Same position as you. Not particularly interested in them as a business at this point, at the moment, unless they rectify stuff, including the beer. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'll never do one. If they release something that genuinely just ticks every box for me and I have to try it, I'll try it and I'll do it. But I was never a big fan of Parma Violets anyway. I definitely don't want a beer that tastes like them, I don't think. So
no, that's another one. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the sweets. Do I really want a beer that tastes like it? I don't think so.
If it was from a brewery that I really liked and would like to support, yeah, I'd do it anyway, just to see what it was like. But I'm not. So I'm not interested in the beer or the company on that one. You need to at least tick in one of those boxes to do a review. So
yeah, I'm exactly the same. It just doesn't tick the boxes for me. Brewdog are a no, and Parma Violets are a no. So it's yeah. But what did you think? Have you had it? UK Media Watch. Did you try it? What did you think of it? Which is the best celebrity collab beer? What's the best celebrity collab beer you think is the best? For me, the Metallica and Stone Brewing Enter Night Pilsner. That was a really nice beer. It wasn't a Pilsner, but it was a really nice beer. It was supposed to be a Pilsner. It said Pilsner on the can, but it tasted nothing like a Pilsner. Okay. It was a really odd beer. It was like a hoppy pale ale. It was odd.
Right.
But that was a good beer. I've not had many sort of celebrity or sort of band collab beers, if I'm honest. I've had a couple of the Motorhead ones. I reviewed the Overkill Pilsner not too long ago, actually. I quite enjoyed that, without it being a mind-blowing lager. But that was all right. The Road Crew Pale Ale I quite like, purely because it's different. I like the way Cameron's hop their beers differently from a lot of other brewers. That they have a lot of dark fruits going on with their beers, which I find quite interesting. That's another reason why I need to get back to Leeds, because I really want to go to their Head of Steam pub there, because it's they got Cameron's pub, and they got the Road Crew on cask in there. I need to try that. So that's another reason to go to Leeds. I'll make a proper opinion on it then. But yeah, I've not had many collabs. I mean, you said the Metallica Stone Brew one. That was a good beer, but I loved the beer, but it wasn't a Pilsner, so it was a strange one. It was a strange one.
Yeah, I've not seen many rave reviews come out of those collaborations, to be honest. Sometimes they've been all right, but not. They very rarely end up being exceptional beers, because let's be honest, why would they be? If you think about it from a marketing standpoint for a second, if you brew an exceptional beer, that will sell on the merit that it's an exceptional beer.
Yeah.
If you brew an average beer, but then put someone's favorite band on it, that's how you get that to shift. If that makes sense. Now, it'd be nice if that wasn't the case, but you know.
Bear with me 1 second. I've just got to plug my laptop in. My battery's gone red. 1 second.
All right. I'll keep going through the comments, because the next comments are hi Tom from Oliver. Hi Oliver, how you doing? Troy McClure says, anyone catching the big match revisited on ITV4 nowadays? If a park was in the same condition as those pitches in the 70s, it would be closed down due to elf and safety.
Elf and safety.
Santa's got involved. The elves have come out.
The elves. Is it Christmas already?
Well, before you know it.
It will be. That's a scary thing, isn't it? Yeah. You're running away with us.
We're not that far away.
My charger's not working. 1 second again.
It's all right. European Sun says, I don't really enjoy sours, doppelbock and barley wine. So that's a fair three pretty different styles there. Disco says, afternoon, Crummy. Afternoon, Disco, mate. How you doing? Mark Jones says, question. Hate sours. How do you know when a sour's off? That's a very good question.
That's a good question, isn't it?
And I don't know the answer to that.
Who knows?
When
knows?
it goes lumpy and you can't fit through a straw, I guess.
Yeah, if you pour it out of a can and it takes a while for it to come out, that might be an indication. Yeah,
that's it.
Where are we at? For me, the next bong should be Dominic Cooper. the next bond should be Dominic Cooper from Preacher. I have no idea.
Have you watched Preacher?
No.
I'll tell you what. Have you watched This Is England?
Yes.
Was
he like the head guy, the head of the gang, kind of?
Yeah, tall, skinny fella. He's hooked up with Vicky McClure's character.
Yeah, I think I know who you mean.
It's him.
No, not for Bond.
Preacher's the weirdest TV show going, by the way. It's absolutely bizarre, that thing. It was an interesting watch. Then I gave up on it after like halfway through season 2 because it just kept getting progressively stranger to the point you go, I don't know what's going on anymore.
There's too much TV, though, isn't there? There's too much weird TV. I think people have just run out of ideas, haven't they, for TV shows now? They just make it obscure as they can. You can say Tom Hardy. Nope.
Doesn't approve, clearly.
Apparently not. I don't know, mate. Is he a bit short to be a Bond, maybe? Tom Hardy. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I think Daniel Craig's that tall, though. That's
a good point. He's only little. Pop to the kitchen, collect, and there's a crumbly bread. No.
What happens? That's what happens.
Mark says, right, I'm off to watch the last race of the British Touring Cars on ITV4. See you all later. Take it easy, Mark. Thanks for joining us, mate. Speak to you later. I always wanted Goran Visnich, my countryman, to be James Bond because I think he would nail it. He was a candidate for Casino Royale, but Craig was the choice. Now he's too old, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him.
No, I'm not. Goran Visnich. I've not got my phone in my pocket. I can't search it. I left it on charge. I feel like I recognise the name, but I don't know. I can't put a face to it.
Goran Visnich. I'll have to look him up. Brad says, see you later, Mark. Idris Elba said he's 49, too old. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Dick Emery would have been a great James Bond. But yeah, I don't know who Dick Emery is either.
Not sure.
I know who I am. Ryan Reynolds for Bond.
Bond breaking down the fourth wall. That'd be funny.
He'd look the part, wouldn't he? Right? He'd look the part, but then as soon as he talks, he'd be like, "Nah, doesn't work." I love Ryan Reynolds, man, but he's Deadpool. He'll always be Deadpool for me now. So he couldn't be anything else. Should be Sean Bean. Sean Bean. I mean, because he's been a villain now, he couldn't really do it, could he? And like you say, he died at the end of every film, hasn't he?
Has he been a villain now?
He's been a villain. He was the villain in one of the Pierce Brosnan films, wasn't he? It might have actually been GoldenEye.
Oh, was he?
He was the villain, and obviously he died because it's Sean Bean. That's what he does.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he would. Plus the accent as well. Sean Bean can't be from Yorkshire, can he?
James Bond can't be from Yorkshire, you mean?
Yeah, James Bond can't. Yeah. Sean Bean can't be from Yorkshire. Yeah, no, James Bond can't be from Yorkshire, can he?
No, probably
Richard
not.
Madden. Richard Madden. Love that. It would be a bad shout. Disco, that would be the film that Bond was killed off. Lol, yeah. Andrew Brad. I would throw Chris Pratt in the hat for playing Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, yeah. I could see Chris Pratt playing Indiana Jones if they decided they wanted to do more of those.
I think he means. Hold on a minute. Does he mean he wants Chris Pratt to be Bond because of his portrayal of Indiana Jones?
For playing Indiana Jones? No. Chris Pratt never played Indiana Jones, has he?
I don't know.
There's an Indiana Jones film that I've missed.
This is a new. I don't know.
He's matey from Guardians of the Galaxy, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Chris Pratt. Which is mad because I love Parks and Recreation. That was like one of my favourite sitcoms. Yeah. And when you think of him in that and compare him to what he is now, it's like a completely different person, isn't it? It's really changed. I used to enjoy. Hope Mark B's back. It says used to enjoy Mcewan's Champion Ale. Haven't had it for over a year. I haven't had many Mcewan's beers for a while. I had the Headspace one, the one that was supposed to be aged in a whiskey barrel. Crap. There's no like whiskey in there whatsoever. It was awful.
Yeah, I've had a couple in the last couple of years, and none of them have been. Yeah,
exactly. Not much cup.
No.
Dave, how are your taps? And is Tom with Rodney? Oh, we're doing the Only Fools thing. I forgot who's who now.
Right, I'm Rodney.
Is Rodney?
So, but I'm not sure how he's Tom with Rodney, because Tom is Rodney, isn't in this situation.
Yeah, I've forgotten it. I've completely lost track on it.
But did you see the news earlier?
Yeah, we lost Footy.
I know he's gone. It's not good.
It's been a crap day. It's been a really crap day. I don't know. You probably won't know, but we lost Jimmy Greaves as well. And Jimmy Greaves is Tottenham Hotspur's. Well, basically, he's the greatest player to ever play for Spurs.
Right. Okay.
He's our highest ever goal scorer. Scored like 206 goals for Spurs. Scored nearly 50 goals for England. He was an incredible footballer, and he passed away. So all the football's kind of been mourning him.
Yeah.
And we found out that Boise passed away. So it's been a rough old day for us Cockneys.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
It's been a rough one.
Oh dear. Hope they don't come in threes. Into
Hope not. Let's hope not. I was just thinking, we've been a while since we've lost a couple of decent celebrities and famous people, but it's coming back now. It's a shame. Damn shame. But yeah, losing Jimmy's awful. But to lose Boise the same day, it's crap. But there you go.
Yeah.
Hi Tom. Sorry, changing bars as you arrived.
Changing bars.
Changing bars. We'll let you off, David. We'll let you off, mate. Has he gone to outside bar?
He's gone. Oh, he's out, is he?
Yeah, out.
He's out.
I always find that brilliant when people says they're out and they're watching the streams and that. And I just think that's incredible. It's like, don't your mates hate you?
Blows me away a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Blown away by it all. Blown away.
Yeah. Incredible effort.
I went to Yugoslavia in 1986 and it was amazing. Blimey. That must have been a while ago. Still Yugoslavia back then.
Yeah.
Steve says, hey, 2 legends on the screen. What more can people ask for?
I think Steve's doing a live in a bit.
He is. He said he's going to do. Is it from 6 o'clock you're going on?
I think so. I said I'd jump on with him at 6 for 1, and then I've got to go and sort dinner after I've been on with you. So
yeah, perfect. Well, so I think when the football's on, I'll jump on and say hello to Steve because I think he sent me an invite. So I'll jump on and say hello as well.
He's not sent me an invite yet, Steve. He might have done actually.
He's not sent the invite. He told me he was doing it. That's right. So he's probably not scheduled it yet. Hopefully going to see Genesis in October. Oh, nice. I know Phil Collins is in a bad way, but back in the day they rocked. I love Phil Collins, man. I'm a big Phil Collins fan. I think he's awesome. Really,
are you a Genesis fan or just a Phil Collins fan?
Phil Collins generally. Phil Collins over Genesis. But then saying that, I really did like the Genesis stuff that Phil Collins did when he was with them. Was it the We Can't Dance album? Love that album. Great album.
I never really got into him, to be honest.
No,
I don't know why. No, never. Not severely dislike, but just never really. I probably listened a couple of times and went, "That's all right. I'll listen to more later," and then didn't. If you know what I mean. You do that with some bands. Yeah. It doesn't grab you straight away, and then you just forget.
Yeah, I grew up with it. That was my issue. A lot of the bands I listen to still now, it's like Dire Straits. I'm a massive Dire Straits fan. Martin Knopfler for me is God, and if it wasn't for me dad, that wouldn't be the case.
No,
yeah, but and it's the same with Phil Collins. My mum and dad both really like Phil Collins. So when I was growing up, they banging it out in the car when I was young. You know.
Yeah.
So Pissing Susudio. Christ Almighty, I heard that song too many times when I was young. But yeah. Great singer, great songwriter, Phil Collins. I ain't got a bad word to say about him. But he's getting on there, and that's the sad thing. They're all getting on. They're talking about the Elton John. Elton John's doing a tour, isn't he? Is it next year he's touring? And he's had to postpone a few dates because he's got a dodgy hip or something like that.
Right.
And someone was saying they bought tickets, and my first reaction was like, really? You know, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, it's Elton John. You know, you're probably never going to get another opportunity to see someone like Elton John. And I was like, that's a good point. That's a good point. All these artists that we sort of love and that, all the icons, the real icons, I mean, they're all running on kind of borrowed time now, aren't they? Really. So it's
And here's the question that I'm worried more about than anything in terms of this: who's going to headline big hard rock festivals in 15 years' time? Because the headliners now are still, by and large, the same headliners as they were in the late 80s.
yeah. It's true, isn't it? It's true.
All right, Slipknot's into that Hall of Fame department, but
But
anyone else?
even their first album came out 22 years ago.
99, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're hardly new band, and they must be thinking, God, I mean,
And that's all. I mean, let's be honest, let's be real as well. That's a much harder set to do when you're older than, say,
oh,
AC/DC's is.
Jesus, yeah, 100%, yeah,
So
100%. Energy in them shows are madness.
it's just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. But yeah, who's gonna cover that Donington spot in 15 years? I've got no idea.
That's a hell of a question. There's not many bands that are still knocking about now that I would put money on still being there. You know, it's who really in the last 20 years have come out of the metal scene and are still going strong.
No one at that high level.
No, definitely not. You're looking at bands like Trivium and
Trivium don't even tour anymore, do they? They're done, aren't they?
No, they've got a new album about to come out.
Oh, have they? Have they? Oh, okay. I think that maybe they're on hiatus. Last time I saw an interview with him,
It might have
because he just went into Twitch streaming for a long time. He just was all he did.
What, like playing video games or something?
Yeah. Matt, what's his face, isn't it, from Trivium?
Yes. Got his surname. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the bands that came out in the last 20 years, they're solid second place headliners. You know what I mean? Trivium, Disturbed,
Killswitch Engage. Band.
Killswitch, yeah, great shout.
I love Killswitch, but they're not Maiden.
Yeah, they're not top tier, are they?
I'd say when you get Rammstein headline a lot of the festivals over here lately, and I still don't see Rammstein as that either. Obviously, the fact that I can't understand the word they're saying doesn't help.
They're not top tier in the same way. They get away with it because the live show is incredible.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So in terms of an experience, absolutely, but they're not really legendary status in terms of the music.
No, I don't think so.
Most people, anyway.
Cat to Beat says because of the age they are, Noel Gallagher won't reform Oasis. He says they're not the same people who recorded Definitely Maybe. 100%. I mean, Definitely Maybe came out 1994, donkeys years ago. And Liam and Noel don't even talk to each other, do they? I don't think they even get on, which is a bit stupid. Bruce Dickinson should have a lot of time on his hands now. Most jumbo jets have been grounded. That's a good point. There's some good songs by Slipknot. They have done some belters, haven't they? They have done some belters. Spy Who Loved Me by Robo Garda. Is that your favourite Bond movie? Was that a movie? Was that a song?
Spy Who Loved Me, the film.
Goldrake, he's back. Goldrake's turned into a young.
He's here.
He's here.
He's put his nan's glasses on, but he's here.
Yes, he's put his dodgy glasses on. He's reading an erotic novel. And he's here. I'm back, lads. I'm back. Best concert you gang had been to? For me, Paul McCartney in 1990 and U2 in 1993. See Maiden, AC/DC twice. Stranglers and Weller were all amazing too. Best show you've ever been to?
I'm torn. I'm torn on two. I think one was probably the better. Was it the better show? Like one was like, I don't know. One was just brilliant on a personal level. So that was the first time I saw Slipknot live, as I keep banging on about them today, which was in Donington, 2005. And then a few years later, also download Donington Metallica. First time I saw Metallica live, and they played Master of Puppets back to cover.
Oh, wow.
And that was insane as well. So I'm torn between those two. I think I enjoyed the Slipknot gig slightly more because I'd been a big fan of them for 5 years at that point or something, and hadn't seen them live yet.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, I didn't get into Metallica till a bit later on. It was kind of that gig that actually really turned me. I'd obviously listened to the major hits and stuff, but I wasn't like heavily invested in them until I saw them live for the first time in kind of late noughties, and then I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. Because I think the problem was back then, obviously, a lot of your music, you didn't have the streaming service or anything, so a lot of the music you discovered was through like Kerrang and MTV2 and things like that.
CDs used to get on the front of the magazines. Yeah,
and at that time, all they were pushing out from Metallica was like Saint Anger and Fuel and stuff like that, which was like, it's not really. And obviously, then the main, and then obviously the Enter Sandman and One and the big ones, but not the rest of it. You never got to hear Orion or anything like that unless you really got into them and
that's it.
Just to experienced it. So yeah, that I kind of wasn't that into them until a bit later, until I saw them live, because it gave you a new appreciation almost when you do that.
Yeah, that's it. When you hear all the back catalogue, everything they've done, you realise how good they are, and you're like, oh, play that live. I want to hear that live. I want to hear that live. Can they play that live? Yeah, it's coming out of left field. One of the best shows I've ever been to was Green Day at Milton Keynes.
You saw him at the bowl?
Yeah, it was incredible. It was the American Idiot tour, and they played the Milton Keynes Bowl 2 days in a row, the Saturday and the Sunday, and I went on the Sunday, and they had who was Jimmy Eat World was supporting.
I remember I tried to go to that and I couldn't make it work, but because I wasn't old enough to actually buy the ticket and transport myself there. But hold on, which one are we talking? How long ago?
It was American Idiots. It was 2005, I think it was.
Yeah,
the show.
2000. Oh no, that was why. So I basically, it was either go to that or go to download.
Oh right, okay.
That was the choice. Basically, I could do one or the other, and I took download. It was 3 days. But I remember, I vividly remember trying to get to that. I remember that lineup. It was 3 big bands, wasn't it? So it was Green Day, Jimmy Eat World, and
I can't remember the other. I'm sure there was 3 support bands. It was kind of like a little mini festival.
Wasn't Real Big Fish, was it?
Real Big Fish. I think Taking Back Sunday were one of the bands as well.
Okay.
Taking Back Sunday, Jimmy Eat World, and there was one other, and it might have been Real Big Fish. To be fair, I mean, like the bands themselves, the support bands themselves were solid, but Green Day were so on form. They were so good. And if you've ever seen Green Day live, they just put on a hell of a show. In terms of the audience participation, I've never seen a band just get the crowd involved as much as they do. It was almost like karaoke with 80,000 people. It was mental. It was so good. And awesome. It was just brilliant. It was just a brilliant, brilliant day. Green Day live are awesome. They are awesome. Seeing Iron Maiden live for the first time was amazing.
God, I forgot about that. All right. I've got 2 other stories based on the back of your 2 answers there.
You do though, don't you? Like, oh my God, why did I not think about that? Yeah. Seeing Maiden live for the first time was amazing. I saw Maiden live for the first time at Sonisfit, so it wasn't actually all that. Well, I say all that long ago. It's a good sort of 12 years or so ago now. When I first
that was the second Sonisphere year, right?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah. And they played Revelations live, and that was the first time I'd heard it live. And like the lighting and the mood that they set when they played that tune, it was one of them. You're just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like they are so on it. You know, they're incredible. Seeing Metallica live for the first time was just insane. I was already a massive fan, but it kind of took me a while to go see them because they hadn't played over here for a while.
A long time. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first time I saw them live was at the brand new, and I say brand new, when Wembley Stadium reopened.
Yes.
When they built the new one, I went to see them then. And they had Machine Head was supporting, or another wicked band I really loved. Machine Head was supporting. There was another shitty band that was supporting. Name I forget. European metal band. I've completely forgotten the name now. They got like the Biohazard logo.
Oh,
like a bit emo-y. I've completely forgotten the name of it.
It'll come to me in a minute. I know who you mean. That's annoying.
I'm having a mental blank.
Yeah.
They supported, Machine Head supported, and then it was Metallica at Wembley Stadium. That was incredible. And seeing Mark Knopfler for the first time, saw him at the Albert Hall, and that was just amazing. That the musicians in his band. I mean, Mark Knopfler's an incredible musician as he is, but the members that he gets in his band, the players he gets in his band are incredible. Some of the best musicians you'll ever hear. Insanely good.
Awesome.
So yeah, Knopfler, Green Day, Metallica, Maiden are probably the 4 best things I've seen live. Like incredible.
Yeah, I was going to give an extra nod to the first time I've seen Blink-182 twice, and despite not being certainly not the heaviest band, the Green Day reminded me of this. But that was one of those bands that kind of pre being introduced to Slipknot, they were kind of like the crossover band because they were light enough to be able to appreciate when you've not heard any heavy metal before when you're a kid and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get into it. And then I saw them quite a few years later at the Ice Arena in Nottingham, and it was a great gig, smashing it. And then they do it goes silent for a minute, it all goes to black, and then you start hearing drums, but from behind you. And they've obviously got an underground tunnel under the ice rink. And they managed to pop Travis Barker up behind the crowd in the middle of the entire arena, on a revolving drum kit, just doing a solo in the middle of the thing. That was absolutely mental.
Oh wow!
That was brilliant. And then the first time I saw Maiden was also at Download, because it's always at Download because it's not very far away from here.
Oh shit!
And Bruce Dickinson did a fly past in a Spitfire 20 minutes before the show started.
Yeah, he did that at Sonosphere. They had the dogfight. They had loads of people flying about, and Bruce Dickinson was one of them. And they kept going.
It was only him on this occasion. It was just him doing a fly past, but it was. I remember it vividly, not just because of that, but because somebody had decided. I feel like I've told this story before. So interrupt me if I'm repeating myself from a stream many
the low-hanging cable or something.
The zip line.
Yes, that's the one.
I told you about that. Okay. For the benefit of those who haven't heard this, basically, someone thought it was a great idea to reintroduce a zip line in a festival arena. Right, it sounds like a bad idea already, until you realise that it's not weighted or positioned quite correctly, and the right person at the right weight and at the right speed could potentially get stuck above a crowd of bored, drunk people waiting for a band to come on. And he got pelted with every type of liquid you could imagine. So we'll leave it at that.
You got it, haven't you? You got it.
He embraced it and dropped his kecks and just started slapping his arse. It was hilarious.
Fair play to.
Yeah.
Do it.
He couldn't win, so you may as well lose in style, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. Oh wow, we've got to catch up because everyone's getting involved in the band chat. Let me catch up with his comments. I'm only about 3 hours behind. Nobody does it better. Spy, Love Me, Motorhead. Oh my god, the first time I saw Motorhead, that was another one. Totally forgot about that.
That's loud.
Brixton Academy. Yeah, that was it. Brixton Academy, I couldn't hear. We were leaving and walking back to the tube station, which, if you know Brixton, is only like a 5-minute walk. I was with a couple of mates, and they were saying stuff to me, and I was like, "What?" Like, literally, like, what are we saying? Like, just don't change the plan. We're going to the tube station. We're going back. Don't change the plan because I can't hear what you're saying. I think everyone else was in the same boat. No one could hear what they were saying after Motorhead at Brixton Academy. It was ridiculous.
I don't know.
But you didn't realise until you came out. You were like, all right, it's loud. You get used to it. But it's till you kind of get back in real life and the sound of traffic and everything was muffled. I was just like, what? I couldn't hear nothing. It was brilliant. Brilliant.
Motorhead in a small venue is dangerous for your ears.
It is a bit. You heard all the stories, and I kind of took it as a challenge rather than a threat. You know, I was just like, I'm up for it. You know,
anyway. So.
Nobody does it better. A lot of love for Nobody Does It Better. Did Axl Rose turn up? Yeah, he had a history of not turning up, didn't he? Never been a Motorhead, but I love Motorhead. Lemmy is a god.
When I saw Guns N' Roses, an hour and 40 minutes late, he started.
Wow. I never saw Guns N' Roses. Really wanted to. I had tickets to see him at Spurs last year, and it never happened. And then they were talking about rescheduling it, and then that never happened either. So I don't know what's going on now. But what can you do? What can you do? Enter Sandman, Top Track, David Longstaff. It was not late. It was Guns N' Roses. Just got back. I was at my uncle's house with my girl. We were blasting Beavis Frond. I don't know who's she. Got a new Riverhead on vinyl now. Get in. I don't know who that is either. Any band or musician of all time would you love to see live? Dire Straits. I would love to see Dire Straits come back together and do a live show. I would pay silly money to see Dire Straits come together and do a live show.
One of those original Dirty Sex Pistols gigs. That'd have been amazing.
Dirty Sex Pistols.
Early days, really, just yeah. It'd always be horrendous, but I just want to experience it.
Yeah, it would be worth it, wouldn't it? It'd be totally worth it.
That's only my answer because I've seen most of the bands I want to see, so I'm a bit struggling for other ones. Nirvana is the other one that I'd like to see live that I couldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Nirvana live. That was you spoke about crossover bands, Blink-182. Nirvana were mine.
Yeah.
Before Nirvana, most of the stuff I listened to was what my parents put on in the car, right? So when the first time I heard Nevermind, I heard Nevermind by Nirvana around the same time that I heard Dookie by Green Day. Those two albums, after that, I just wanted faster and heavier. That's all I wanted. So yeah, Nirvana and Green Day will always have a big impact on my music. But they always ended up with me going metal.
What's your favorite Nirvana track? 'Cause that's always an interesting question. There's never an obvious one go to. I mean, anyone who doesn't know the rest of them always choose the same one, but anyone else always says something else.
It's on. I can't actually remember the name of the track. It's on the Nevermind album, but it's actually probably the heaviest track on the album. Let me get it up.
Is it Lithium?
No, I don't think it's Lithium. It is
Penny Royalty. It's quite heavy.
I will find it. It is Territorial Pissings. It's called.
Well,
Territorial
I'm not even sure I'm familiar with that one.
No.
I mean, I would have heard it at some point, but I can't recall it.
Yeah, track 7 on.
Nevermind.
That's my favorite Nirvana song. I love it. It's got nothing to do. The song's got nothing to do with the title, but it's just heavy. It's just fast. It's loud. It's heavy, and I was just like, wow, the first time I'd heard anything like that. So, for fuck's sake, go for Chelsea. From a set piece as well. Jesus, not good. 1-0 Chelsea. Jimmy says, I must have had a good night last night. Lost my phone. Always a sign of a good night. Oh, no. Not the one. Only band I wish I'd seen was Slade. Seen all the bands. So I think Slade. I just think, is it Christmas?
Yeah, that's all it is for me. It's Christmas. It's just Christmas.
At the moment, I'm going through a heavy Slipknot phase, so I'd say Slipknot. I know my list's constantly changing. Right, time for a 10.5% triple IPA. Go on, Haltmark B. Straight in, son. He's not messing about. Oh, my God, mark him. If you're going to track him, mark him. Bloody hell. Cricket ever. Lads, are Lidl still selling the wheat beer and fest beer in your local branches?
Not been in for a bit, I'm afraid.
I went in last week. I went in like a week ago and they weren't. They were all gone. Jimmy says, I'm having a Paul Weller phase. Always been one of my favourite singers. Imagine seeing people like Marvin Gaye, Freddie Mercury, Bowie, Hendrix, The Doors, Beatles, Bob Marley, Elvis, and Sinatra live.
Oh, yeah, some good shouts there. Yeah, Queen live with Freddie.
I would have loved to have seen Queen with Freddie. Not the other geezer.
Hendrix as well.
Oh, Jimmy, yeah, would have been awesome. I've never been a Bowie fan. The Doors, not so much. The Beatles, no. Bob Marley, just totally not my style of music. Elvis, again, just a crooner. Frank Sinatra, I don't mind listening to a bit of Frank Sinatra. Would I have paid to go and see him live? I don't think so. Jimmy, who's in a Weller phase. Lidl still has the fest beer, according to Phil. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must be, depends on what store you go to. Mine had nothing last week. There was a Maryland in the 80s, Boy George's rival for those old enough to remember. Can you vote the biggest slag in the stream? The biggest slag in the stream? Good question. Who's the biggest slag in the stream? Got probably this lad here, isn't it? Carl Drake. Slag. Cricket bat in one hand, John Smith's in the other for you, I bet. A bit old school.
Imagine Paul Goldrake sat there introducing his new lady to the wonderful world of beer tube live streaming, and he's just been called the biggest slag on the stream.
Slag. Is your bit of fluff still with you, Goldrake? Is your bird is your bird still with you, mate? Is she watching? I was massively degraded. I apologise for that comment. I just
that took me off guard. I wasn't expecting that.
Is your bird still with you? Is she enjoying the show? I hope so. Doesn't get better than this. It's like he sings naturally. Doesn't try sounding like something he's not, whatever that means. Yeah, I get what you mean. Working the jam is my favourite. I like a bit of Weller. I do like a bit of Weller. I sail a dinghy. It's very social and a good piss up. We drink beers as we race on the Norfolk Broads.
Nice.
I like that. I like the idea.
Nice.
Having your own little dinghy, doing a bit of rowing. You know, that's how you do it. Dinghy, rowing. That's how you do it. That's the action.
What's the difference between a dinghy and a rowing boat? Or dinghy inflatable?
Yeah, dinghies are rubber dinghies, aren't they?
Yeah, it must be inflatable. Whereas a rowing boat could, but a rowing boat's always wood, isn't it?
Grant's just asked the question: can you be drunk in charge of a dinghy? Can you be?
Well, you're not on a public highway, but you're not allowed to be sozzled and in control of a long boat, are you?
Chelsea are all over us here, man. All over. Should have been 2-0. Great block off the line. Come on, Spurs, wake up. I don't think you'd be drunk in charge. I certainly couldn't be drunk in charge of a dinghy. No chance.
Well, can you be? It could occur, but probably not advisable.
Probably not. No, definitely not. Dave says he's been in 2 Brewdog bars this weekend. Very poor beer selection. Stick to other sources for beers. Yeah. I would say it's come up a few times. It's just I would drink Brewdog beer, but it's just gradually. Every time I get one, they just seem to gradually get worse. And every time I review one, I'm constantly disappointed. The only beer that I've had from Brewdog that I thought was half decent lately was the Double Punk, and that's only because it tasted like what punk used to taste like. You know, which is when you think about it, it's poor.
Yeah.
So it shows that they can still brew it, but they choose not to. You know, they choose not to.
Of course, they can still brew it.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. It does my head in. I don't know what.
I had this conversation in a comments thread with someone the other day, and people say, and it's like, look, understand. The thing that makes it really annoying is that you understand why they made them worse because it's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
So you get more profit.
Yeah.
And they're trying to appeal to a bigger mass market audience. Well, you attracted people who paid a reasonable amount for your beer, for good beer, years ago, and they still want that beer. So instead of just butchering your current selection, why don't you bring in a lower price point, cheaper made beer for the supermarkets and be honest about what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because if they made it 3/4 of the price, they'd sell more of it anyway.
Yeah.
To other people who aren't always into it. So I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm sure the accountants know more than I do, but yeah, it seems bizarre.
It's all money, isn't it? It's just the bigger these companies get, they make decisions that save them a few coppers, you know, and it's just there's no two ways with it for me. Brewdog have become, I mean, everyone says it's profit before glory, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Brewdog have become all about. There's a pattern there, and it doesn't take a genius to work it out. The beers have got worse, but they're getting bigger and bigger, you know? So you see Brewdog adverts on TV now during the football.
Do you really?
Yeah. During half time of the football, you get Brewdog adverts, and then they're still maintaining that it's crafty. You know, they're using the word hipsters and things like that in the advert, saying, "Oh, it's not just for hipsters," and stuff like that. You know, and it's like, look at you, look at you. You're a behemoth. You're massive. You're out of touch. You're totally out of touch with what it was that you got started with in the first place. You know.
I've just realised how horrifically far behind the comments are.
Yeah, I'll get on it.
I'm going to be quiet for a minute.
The Metallica beers are brewed not far from me. The Overkill is gorgeous. It was a decent Pilsner, the Overkill. It was decent. Brewdog used to have about half the taps dedicated to guest beers. They're all stuffed with their contract brewed guests. Yeah, not really guests, are they? I don't think they have many friends left in here, I wouldn't have thought. I like the jam. but always preferred Weller's solo stuff. Quite often see a jam tribute band at the pub who are really good. Beer Dog is in. Hello. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. I'm all right. How you doing, Beer Dog? Are you good? Hope you're well, mate. Thomas says, hi, Beer Dog. Who says hello to Thomas. Jimmy Guitarist is like, what? Jimmy Guitarist. What's that band called, mate? Dave says, hi, Chris, how are you? Hi, David. Not bad, sir. How about you? We're chatting, which is nice. Oh, shit me. Chelsea scored a second. What the hell just happened now? Just look up, see a bouncing ball hit the post and go in. Game over. Game over.
Excellent entry.
Bless you.
Dude, you just walked in and sneezed on me. I'm like, thanks. Well
done. Trev D's here and just had a bunch of sour monkey beers. They were great. Victory Brewery. Yeah. I've heard of that one. It's a new one on me. Oh, that's horrific. Kante.
Wrong.
He's just shot one. It's bounced off the Spurs defender, completely wrong-footed the goalkeeper and gone off the post and in. Like the flukiest goal you'll ever see in your life.
Like a game of mousetrap.
Pretty much. It's just the worst shot. Bounces off Dyer, hits the post, goes in. Chelsea now 2-0 up. That's game over. That's that. That's a shame because Spurs were playing well first time. Evening, Chris. Trev D's in. Hey, Paul. Good day. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. Good, thanks. Very beery few days, so good. Excellent. Beard Dog says, hey, God, Drake. Can't remember his jam ringing a bell. Simo's in. Preacher's fantastic in a wonderfully fudged up way. Brassic is a great TV show. Not seen that one either. The Jams. Listening one in my car on the way back. Troy says, The Who are up there as the best band. Best ever band. I think it's a widely accepted. Without them, they wouldn't have been punk. Not a bad thing. They were forerunners of most metal bands. I quite like a bit of The Who. I do quite like a bit of The Who. Chelsea are running this ragged now. This could turn into a rugby school. Dominic Cooper was not in This Is England. You're thinking of the other guy, Tom. And Weird Us Boss Buccaneer. I've only just got.
I'm thinking the wrong person. Oh, okay.
People Just Do Nothing. That was quite funny. People Just Do Nothing. They got a film out about that now, haven't they? People Just Do Nothing film. It's quite funny.
Never really got into that.
Nah, I've seen bits of it. I mean, my brother-in-law loves it. I was round at his a little while ago and we were binging it. It is quite funny. Back they're doing like a pirate radio station from their flat. It's it's pretty decent. Come on, Spurs, you got to do something here, mate. You need to wake up. Son's not had a touch. Troy McCall, who are class? I was blasting a quick one earlier. Boris the Spider. If you are pressed to find a bad Who song, Even You Better, You Better, You Bet is a classic. Even You Better, You Better, You Bet is a classic. Is that a real song title? It's me.
Could be.
You're a cricket background hero, mod. You mod whippersnapper, Gold Drake. Yeah, it's true. It's true. He's telling. I know it's the fact that I know so many people who are actually like the. What about John Hanson as Bond? John Hanson is a retired agent who comes out of retirement to kick ass. Thomas all the taps. Conversations going on. I don't know what's going on. In fact, reminds me of people's kind of flat. Catch of Rolling Stones, 1969 live rock and roll circus show. The Who blew them away, and the Stones put a block on footage being released until a couple of years ago. Really?
Oh,
the egos. Yeah,
interesting.
Phil Smith, careful not to spill your John Smith when chasing after me. Dave's sitting in a Goose Island brew pub. Nice. I'm enjoying Goose Island lager. There you go.
How good is the Golden Goose? Should I get some?
It's really good. It's really good. Every time I drink it, I'm just like, oh, this is a nice lager.
Oh, I'll go track some down.
Do it. It's just like, I found it in Aldi today.
Okay. So, I'll go for a.
Have a look. You might have to go in the next week or so, though, because it was in there. You know, like when Lidl have like the middle row weekly specials.
Yeah.
it was there in Aldi.
Yeah, okay, so it might change next week. Okay.
Yeah, if you're going to go to an Aldi, go this week before Thursday and buy a few boxes because it's well worth it.
I'll try and find it.
Apparently Phil Collins is shocking now, but he's like 100 years old. I'm not that old. Chat time, check. Half time. Yeah, it was half. It was. That's how far behind I got. Wow. And Ndombele's coming off. That's a strange move. He was the only one I thought was going to make something happen. Okie dokie. Lascelles coming off as well. Nuno, what you're doing? I like the only Genesis. The early Genesis with Peter Gabriel as a singer, Steve Hackett on guitar. There we go. Lots of bands change drummers. There's a very physical, messes the body up. Certainly does. I think with Phil Collins is all the drumming he did as a younger man, catching up. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the older bands, they didn't have. I don't want to say the word proper, but safer drum technique because the knowledge wasn't there.
Yeah,
back at that time,
they wouldn't know what they were doing.
A lot of them are still quite rigid armed, which means all the shocks going through your nerve endings and all sorts, and it's horrible.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see that in those people, unfortunately.
Joyce has devoted Elton John's hairpiece filed for divorce. That's why his tour has been put on hold. I've never seen Elton John without his wig. Yeah.
No. He needs to join the club.
Yeah, he needs to shave it off, mate. Embrace it. Go bald. It's all good. Tom, I'd say, how do you pronounce it? Is it Sabaton? Sabaton?
Sabaton? I don't know.
I've always struggled with the pronunciation of it. Sabaton. I'd say Sabaton.
I would always have assumed that the Saba was Sabbath inspired.
Yeah.
So
Sabaton. Yeah, Sabaton. That's probably the safest bet.
Yeah. And Ailstorm. Yeah, Ailstorm.
Ailstorm. Pirate Rock.
Could be.
I'll throw Sabaton in as a big festival headline of the future. They already headline massive festivals in Europe, including 1 million people at Woodstock in Poland. Wow. That's a hell of a lot of people. Rev James is in. He's going for Muse. Muse are okay. I've never really got into Muse.
I think OK is giving him a bit of credit, but
yeah, I've never really got into it.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, never really got into Muse, unfortunately. Captain Mix says the problem with music is streaming is we don't buy albums anymore. For example, there won't be another Thriller album by Michael Jackson. I missed the record shop. It's true, like that album has sold like 16 million copies or something ridiculous like that. But no one will ever get close to that because people don't buy records anymore. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? The whole, because ultimately the model on streaming should be the way you want it, as in you should be able to listen to whatever you want, whenever you want for some money.
Yeah.
So rather than having to be like actively going like, because some people might release an album, right? And actually you're only interested in 3 songs out of 15 in some cases.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of a bit of a false economy to work it, but the streaming companies need to pay artists better.
Yeah, massively. I've got Apple Music. It's a tenner a month, and I can download as much as I want.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much are the artists making from that? They can't be making anything.
Not a lot.
You know? It's awful, really, when you think about it. I'm like, hey, tenner a month, download as many albums as I want. And when you actually think about it, you know, how much are the artists and the record labels actually making from that? Because it's not like, all right, yeah, you're paying a tenner a month. The artists are going to make a chunk of that. It's like, no, they won't. Like the record label will make a chunk off of that, and then they'll dictate what the artists get out of the contract. And you got to be like, who would be a musician nowadays?
Well, and that's why concert tickets are now a £60 minimum.
No, yeah, and that's happened in our lifetime. And when I first started going to gigs, I could go see like a top band, like a Stereophonics or something, for sort of between 20-30 quid.
Yeah.
And then now, I can't get a ticket for Metallica for less than a £1. You know,
for sure, at least.
It's
120 if you're being realistic. Like,
yeah, that's it. And they played Twickenham a couple of years ago. The tickets went on sale and it was like £100 for a standing ticket. And I was like, blimey, that's gone up. You know, truth.
Yeah.
My best Australian accent. So, yeah. Going to the record shop equaled music and ladies. I used to like going into HMV and listening. I used to have like the albums of the week.
They did. Yeah, with the headphones.
Put the headphones on and listen to it. And you can't do that no more. They've all gone. They've all gone. Chris this afternoon, Chris, how's it going? Got a feeling Oasis may reform. That would be stupid not to. So the money would be insane. Could you imagine how much the tickets would be? It'd be Wembley Stadium, 150 quid minimum for a ticket. You can see it now. Have a look. Have a look. Chelsea player clearly just jumped with his hands in the air. Someone have a look, please. I want a penalty. Chris says, what, Phil? Oliver says, yeah, you can drink where you like, being in charge of a dinghy. No rules apply for sail only power. See.
Of course, there's no engine on it.
You ain't got an engine, you got nothing to worry about. See, a river police only bother with registered motor powered boats.
You never think of the river. You never think of the river having police, do you? The river police.
The river police, yeah. Oh, you've been catching too many fish, mate.
Yeah.
Put it back. The best Oasis live for me was the MTV special where Noel sung. Playing Wembley Arena now. Chris already headlined Wacken. Quite like U2's first two albums. Not really. I've never liked U2. That's another band I've never got into.
I liked him even less when the album was forced onto my iPhone. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember exactly where I was when it happened as well. I was in Camden. It happened on a Saturday afternoon. I was in Camden. I was in the World's End having a few beers. I looked on my phone and I got a notification saying that a U2 album had successfully downloaded. And I was like, what? Right. I was just like, I've never listened to a YouTube album in my life. Why the fuck have I got that? And then read into it and found out that they basically forced a free U2 album on all iTunes subscribers. And I was just like, that's disgusting. You know, so go away. So yeah, nothing to do with that. It's fair to say that got deleted rather sharpish.
Yeah.
That's a foul, ref. Nah, it's not happening. Not happening. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
Not
True.
Not wrong.
True. Alan Mead is in. Hello, Alan. Afternoon all. He says, how are you, Alan? Hope you're well. How are we doing for likes? I haven't asked that. If everyone's in, give it a thumbs up because we've still got like 40 people in the pub, which is awesome.
We are 34. 41 watching, 34 likes.
Can we get everyone to do a thumbs up? That'd be wicked.
Seven people are not so keen.
Who are you, seven? Who are you guys? If everyone could do a cheeky little thumbs up, I'd really
appreciate it. Alan, how's the cow? We have to ask.
How's the cow? How is the cow? Got to be asked. Apparently, Liam is injured in hospital with a bloody nose after falling out of a helicopter on Saturday. Really?
I'll be honest. If you fell out of a helicopter and all you got was a broken nose, that's quite an impressive. Or you got a really big nose. One of the two.
I reckon he's just like stepped into it and fallen straight out again. It just sounds more dramatic to have a helicopter in it.
Yeah.
Disco says the Slow Readers. Oh, for God's sake! The Slow Readers Club, best band you've never heard of. You done me like a kipper there, Disco. That was a good one. David says, hello, Alan. I hope my beat is true. Alan, me went to see Metallica in Ireland about 10 years ago. What an amazing gig.
Yeah.
They do put on a good show. They really do. Never seen Oasis live, too young. And the first gig I ever went to was Oasis. Earls Court, and they were being supported by the Verve.
I've never been a fan.
But Oasis?
Yeah, not keen.
When I was a teenager, I really liked Oasis. I really did. And the Verve and Travis and the Stereophonics and bands like that, you know. And yeah, as I grew up, I was just like, nah, British music's a bit shit. That's a foul. Yeah, so now I think the most.
Every time I think of Oasis, all I can think of is that Kevin and Perry sketch where Perry comes back from Manchester.
Yeah.
All I can think of.
I like our kids. I like how you're talking. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh, come on. I don't know how we're going to get back into this now. Chelsea being proper cockish, managing the game. So I know Oasis, yeah. Sabaton live many times, David. First time was in Newport. Audience consisted of a support band, me and my mates, plus about 5 people. Wow.
Blimey.
Early doors. Early
I've not
doors.
listened to him, to be honest. I mean, I probably should.
All he got to play knows how to fall out of a helicopter. So how high was the helicopter exactly?
Good question.
How high was Liam? How high was Liam? Yeah, you two are amazing. Acton Baby. Then he went down there. Joshua Tree was totally amazing. One of my favourites, Chris. Annoyed they don't have a live keyboard player. It was so good when did 2 stages at Vacuum with Daniel on keys. Goldrake, you just know Liam was off his nut. I bet he was necking a can of Stella as he was falling, probably.
Yeah, but when you got that much money, it's going to be the 5% job, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the imported. Yeah. No, the British
real
stuff.
deal.
I need to give their other albums a listen. I only had the first 2. Well, is it Oasis we're talking about? You only really need to hear the first 2. After that, it's not really worth to Bob. Pretty sure I saw Maiden for the first time on the Number of the Beast tour.
Nice.
What a tune that is. Number of the Beast. Oasis' first 2 albums were amazing. Band of a certain time. They were 90s. They were what everything was good about British music in the 90s. You know, British band music in the 90s. Oasis. Oh, that second, they're just replaying the goals. That second goal is ridiculous. That's awful. He probably thought he was in a car, went to get out when it landed, and too late realised the floor was about 2 meters down. JT Wardley is in. He says, hello, Paul. I made live in Newcastle in 1985. Life After Death tour. Absolutely amazing. Still got the program and the t-shirt. Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Nice from 85. Quality. Sniff. Hope you both well. I'm gonna catch up. Used to like Oasis, but not huge into them now, to be fair, because most of my age play them. I'm sick of hearing their songs. Because I used to love Oasis, and now I just couldn't give 2 hoots. I don't really listen. I can't remember the last time I listened to Oasis. Bit of nostalgia every now and then. I might back on one of the early albums, but nah, it's not for me nowadays. Dinner's done. Enjoy your dinner. They should take care. Chris.
He should have told us what he's having, though, shouldn't he, before he left?
Yeah, at least tease us with what he's having.
I need to know. It's Sunday. It's prime roast territory for those who
it is
partake.
I ain't got a roast, but I have got Snack Right Barbecue from Aldi. Aldi Pringles.
Aldi Pringles.
Nice. Pikey Pringles, ladies and gentlemen. Pikey Pringles. We got them. I'm going to have some of them. I reckon watching Paul McCartney singing Fall on the Hill on a floating piano was the best thing ever. Thinking about someone sitting on the hill, watching the world spin around the sun, going up and down. Yeah.
Fair.
I've got that time for Paul McCartney because I'm just not really a Beatles fan. Is Paul McCartney any good without the Beatles?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like the Beatles either, so
nah,
just not my thing. It's a very unpopular opinion, I know. There's only one good Beatles song, and that's Helter Skelter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like any Beatles songs. It doesn't mean I dislike the Beatles. There's never been a song by the Beatles where I thought, oh, what a tune.
Yeah, I'm really not. I told someone who was much more knowledgeable on music than me that I didn't like the Beatles, and they were like, "What? Anything?" I was like, "No, I think they're all fun." Then they played Helter Skelter to me on vinyl, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to lie. It's got real kind of early Nirvana grunge vibes to it. You can see how that grunge scene occurred from songs like that, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of an appreciation,
yeah,
on that part, but for the most part, no, I really couldn't care less.
Nah. Bevis Front of a good band. High on the Flat is one of my favourites. Done some masterpieces. There's a link there. People want to watch it. Love to see Hendrix, Peter Green, Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was quality as well. Doesn't get spoken about enough. Neil Long. Neil, Paul, to have one of your enemy beers. Oh, don't drink that, mate. Don't drink that stuff. Camden Pale Ale. The stumpy pint glasses look the part like. Yeah, to be fair, just big round things, aren't they? Short round things.
Yeah, they're an odd glass choice. I don't know if they actually help the beer, but then again, the beers.
I got one from Pillars. I got one like that. It's only a half pint glass from Pillars, and it's the same thing, like a short round thing. I haven't used it yet. I saw they kind of gave it to me. I was like, oh, thanks, appreciate that. Really nice.
I mean,
The branding on the glass is really cool, but it's just like I drink halves.
It's just a big whiskey tumbler, isn't it? Really?
Pretty much. Yeah. Simmer says goal. That's how far behind I am. Teen Spirit's a massive song in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think it's Nirvana at Brixton. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Christ. Oh, wow.
Cooled off.
It was like 20 quid for sending my ticket back. Brutal. I like the foods. I like a bit of the food.
I like the foods. They're the only band that I would like to see that I haven't, but they're not like absolutely top priority. But I just haven't seen them yet. And
I've seen them twice, and both times I came away thinking, it was all right. Just there's not even close. Everyone loves Dave Grohl, right? Because he's really friendly.
Yeah, of course.
He's not I don't think he's going to be one of the greats. He's remembered as one of the greats. It won't happen. Oh, just take him out. Take him out. Fuck's sake.
I think he'll be remembered as one of the great musicians, not necessarily one of the greatest frontmen, if that makes sense. I think he's musically there. But maybe not. But maybe as kind of a lifetime's work kind of thing, rather than just for being the head of the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Obviously, the drummer with Nirvana and then taking it to his own band and that. It does some good tracks. If you put together a compilation of Foo Fighters songs, they've done some really good tracks.
Did he play with them Crooked Vultures as well for a bit?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. There's another band I like, Queens of the Stone Age. Josh Homme. I like him, man. He's
of course, yeah.
Done some good tracks. Best music video in Bloom. These streams make it Christmas every day.
we could try.
What the Bob Marley's genius? How can you say that, Paul? What did I say?
I think you just said Bob Marley's not your style. That was the response to that.
Yeah, that's not my style. I'm not Jamaican, so
But I don't think you have to be Jamaican to enjoy it. But I know what you mean. I'm not.
That's why. I'm not into reggae. I don't like UB40 either. Is that
I'd rather listen to Marley than UB40. I'll be honest.
That's it. No, I'm not into reggae, man. Not my thing. Stream have spoken. And yes, it go Drake. You are the slag. That was.
But then again, fuse them together and get skin dread, and then I'm all about it.
Oh, this girl's gone home. In Bloom's great song. Heart Shaped Box is probably my favourite Nirvana song though. It's a good song.
Cover Heart Shaped Box.
It is true. It is. I think the Nirvana version, I didn't think they did much with it. It's just a bit kind of meh. Yeah. But yeah, if you listen to Nevermind, Territorial Pissings on Nevermind, it's a great track. Very naughty boy, frankly, you are the stream slag. Everyone's having a go at Gold Drake now, he's the stream slag. I say a laser had a dagger board and must have to be called a dinghy. It's a class you could race at the Olympics.
So a dinghy has to have a dagger board. I don't know what that is, but
cool. I know what a dagger board is. Dagger board. A bit harsh, Captain, but fair. No, Paul Crumley, keep a lookout for Twisted Wheel. I've heard of Twisted Wheel. I've heard good things about Twisted Wheel.
I have not.
This is the brewery to look out for in the future. Yeah, I think Twisted Wheel were at Brew London. I'm sure they were at Brew London, but I didn't actually get round to having any of their beers. I'm a little bit disappointed to say because it seems like lately I've been hearing good things about them ever since I hear mentions of Twisted Wheel. And I'm like, I saw them, tried any of their stuff. Fallen Acorn was another one. Fallen Acorn did 2 days at Brew London. I never got round to them either. Never had
someone talking about them before, but it might have been you, to be honest. I can't remember.
That Fallen Acorn. I think they're from down south way, sort of Portsmouth way, down on the south coast. And I've heard they're quite creative with their beers apparently. I've heard good things about them.
The dog wants attention, so he just walked in and started causing chaos at the other side of the room. Getting his head in everything he can. He'll come in here all day, every day, and if you pay him attention, he won't try and eat the box, won't try and eat anything. As soon as you ignore him, he knows that he'll get attention if he starts dicking about with stuff. You're a pest. Come here. So people want to see your lovely face. Come on. Come on.
Sweeney ain't bad at breakfast. Big Kev's in. Hello, Big Kev. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well, sir. What's going on? Why is Loris on the floor? He saved it. I don't know. Innocuous. Another one. Unlucky. So we're catching up with the score here. This is awful. Watching this at the moment. Chelsea all over us. Could have been about 3 or 4.
A bit wrong.
It's all good. When going into this game, I expected Chelsea to beat us, but then going on the first half, I thought, blimey, maybe Tottenham have actually got their game plan on. But this second half's been shocking.
Oh dear,
it's not been good. Chelsea scored 2 goals. The second one rather fortuitously, but only one team deserves to win this based on this second half. And Spurs have done nothing in response, really, which is a little bit worrying. We've now won 3 games and lost 2. So it's like we started off really well, and ever since the international break, we've won 2 games on the spin. And we got the filth next week. We're playing Arsenal next week. We cannot lose that. Cannot lose against Arsenal. No chance. No chance. Dave says, hi, Big Kev. Kev saying, hello, Dave. Goldrake went for a stroll with his bird down the park, then the pub for a couple, drinks good beer, and then took off my uncle to chill. Sounds like good.
On the like watch, we've seemed to have reversed. So you've now got 44 likes, which is great, but only 25 people watching. So I mean, we're in net up on the likes, but some of them have ran away. Where they gone? Must be Sunday dinner time.
Must be dinner time. It's getting that time now, isn't it? To be fair,
it's getting that time.
Everyone has
where's Steve? Because Steve was sending his thing, and I was going to join him for one before I disappeared for dinner, and he's not here yet. Where are you, Steve?
Do that. I'm gonna wrap this up at the end of the football, and then we're gonna watch some NFL, I think, and have some food. And I might join in, watch Steve's with Tom and that. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's giving it a thumbs up. But we ain't finished yet. We're gonna crack on. Paul, shall we get Beer Dog read the ingredients to microwave burger and buns? That would be good entertainment, actually, with Chris's voice.
Yeah, why is that? Why? Yeah, I'm behind that, and I don't even know why I think that's such a good idea, but it definitely would be.
The ingredients to microwave burgers and buns and the cooking instructions. The whole lot. He's got to read it all out. Godray says 2. Jim says, Troy, are you still in Springfield? Yeah. I'm like, it's the Simpsons. That's where the Simpsons live.
Do you know why they called it that?
No.
Because it's the most common town name in the US.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's loads of them, so they took it. I mean, I might have been had up, and that might not be right, but that's what I heard.
I'd love that if I lived here somewhere called Springfield.
There's quite a lot of Springfields.
I love it. Sorry, you've probably already said, but how much were them Goose Island cans from Aldi? Pack of 4 in Aldi. I think I paid $5.99 for 4 cans of Goose Island, and.
In Aldi terms, that's almost extortion.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not exactly cheap.
Aldi, no.
That's pretty much the same as they were charging in Morrison's, I believe. But honestly, for in terms of a really good lager, that is right up there. That's been one of my lagers of the year. Definitely.
If it's properly good, that's not too expensive.
It's properly good lager.
I'll get some.
Yeah, $5.99 in Aldi, and it was in the middle aisle where they do their special buys. So you will have to get there. I would have thought the next couple of days, latest.
Okay.
So
I'll try and get soon.
If they got them, fill your boots because you won't regret it.
I will.
Good lager. Okay. Lee says, "Hello, Lee. How are you, mate? Lee W is in. I'm in Lee. Afternoon. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you're well. Are you drinking? Lee W. Kante has been given the goal. Has he been given the goal? It was going out the stadium. The ball would end up in my front room if it didn't hit the Spurs defender. I can't get me word. Shocking. Never knew about the Drummond injury thing, but guess it makes sense. Learn something new every day. Get it away.
It's basically a repetitive strain injury, but worse. If you think about the speed and the vibration, if you never played drums, you probably wouldn't understand. But it's more cymbal hits than it is the actual drums.
Yeah,
you get real impact from that.
I can imagine. Yeah, obviously the drum.
It's basically a change of, because most people would pick up a drumstick and hit that way to repetitively form a sound, whereas people who are trained to basically look after themselves will just hold the stick and basically use the hit it once and then use the underside of their fingers to keep it going, and I'm almost using the residual bounce off the cymbal to keep it going. So your arm's not actually moving for anything except for that first hit when you change drum. But it makes a huge difference.
Have you watched that documentaries on Netflix at the moment about the drummers?
No. Oh, hold on.
There's,
How long ago? Which one?
I can't remember the name of it. It's a document. It's quite new. It's only been out a few weeks, I think. It's on Netflix about drummers, and it like focuses on like a few different drummers from a few different bands and how they got into drumming and the influences. And really, really good watch. I watched it. And it's got Matey from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's a chick from another couple of bands I hadn't heard of, to be fair, but really good. Oh, Carrie, really good documentary on Netflix about drumming. I can't remember. It would help if I knew the title.
Don't worry, I'll find it. I know I wasn't aware of that. Netflix hasn't recommended it to me, and I'm not. I mean, to be fair, I don't partake in many drumming groups or anything like that online. Like I used to play a lot years ago. Now I just mess around with a little electric kit in the corner of my room here. But I don't. It's not my all day, every day thing, if you know what I mean. Used to be, but no, I'll give it a look. I'll go find it.
If I find the title, I will find the title. I'll go on my previously watched. I watched it the other week. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Turn it up loud. Jim, do you like Rick James? I'll be perfectly honest right now. I don't know who Rick James is.
I've got no idea. I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Who's Rick James, Jim?
Rick James sounds like one of those names that's a generic TV chef on a Saturday afafternoon.
That is exactly what I was about to say. He's like, does he do Saturday morning kitchen or something? You know, Rick James. Is he a cook? Is he a chef or something? I'm not sure who he is, man. Artists now make their money on the tours.
Tickets and merch are where they make their cash now.
Yeah, well, tickets cost so much, man. Davey's going down the pub. Have a good night, son. Going down the pub.
Do you reckon his real? Do you reckon Longstaff is his real surname?
Longstaff. I hope so. It's a good name.
Because I mean, there's a lot to live up to there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. David with the Longstaff.
You could disappoint a lot of people with that.
Oh, definitely. So what's your name? Longstaff. He says, "Hi, Dave Wilson. Go and have a bath, and then live for me. Excellent."
What time was that? We can try and work back from when he's going to appear.
5:55. He wrote that. I'm not that far behind now, or am I?
No, you're not. No, I like you said he was going live at 6, and at 5 to 6 he's off for a bath. Maybe he's going to go live, and he saw how successful John's rubber duck from the hot tub was, so he's just going to go live from the bath in a minute.
Do that, yeah. Just have a bath going round. You get like 1,000 views. No worries. Dave says, Tom, simple solution. Each track you play on streaming service should be 1p for a band.
Agreed.
Believe get pretty much nothing. I don't use streaming. Find new bands at gigs or YouTube. Pay for downloads.
I was trying to wrap my brains around a model that would be better. And what I'm thinking is that for every... Basically what I'm thinking is that you pay something daft, like, 10, 13 quid a month for Spotify or whatever, or Apple Music. And in that month, you should... I feel like you should be I don't know. I feel like it should be algorithmically dished out. Like you can listen to as much music as you want, but maybe if it's tracks you've not played before, you should only get so many new tracks per month. So that the artists that you listen to all the time are more justly rewarded as a percentage of your payment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you'd work it out, to be fair, but that seems... I don't know. Yeah, basically, what they get in a minute is not good enough, so we need to do something, and it probably requires being a little bit more limited than you can just listen to anything you want endless times on our part. But
yeah, it's mad that these companies have bought into it and made it so ridiculously cheap to nick people's content and let everyone just listen to it for next to nothing. It's obscene, you know. So it's a shame as well, because like I say, people can't go and see these bands live because it just costs too much. You know, it's wrong. It's all wrong. Best and worst remake movies.
Ooh.
It, straight off the bat, was a brilliant remake.
Not being into horror, so I'm not. I have seen the original a long time ago. I've not seen the redo.
Oh, I loved it. They put it into 2 parts for a start, which was genius because I couldn't wait to see the second part. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very
a
good.
brilliant remake. I loved those films. They were superb. Loved them. Scared the shit out of me. Great films. Any other good remakes?
I'm trying
I
to
like,
think.
I like the Mad Max. Is that, although essentially that's not a remake, is it? It was an
No, it's
original.
not.
Oh, 3-0. 3-0. They deserve it, man. They deserve it. Spurs have been shocking second half. Go on. Spurs fans are flapping out the stadium now. Bloody Rent
I'm
boys.
struggling to think of good remakes. No, I'm lost.
No decent ones.
There's lots of bad ones.
God, yeah. God, yeah. Not when they come back to films that are like, they try and make out that they're sequels. Like
Yeah.
a film that was done years ago. Like the Independence Day sequel. Oh,
Yes.
what
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that? What was that? What was the point? It was so stupid.
You know what? I don't. Yeah. I don't know. It'll come to me in a minute. Something will pop into my head at some point. I feel like there's a car movie that's been remade and they didn't do a bad job of it. I can't think what it is.
Car movie.
I can't think. And it's not the Italian Job, which is the only one that I can think of that did have a remake. Not sure.
I'm not too sure either. Can you nominate any Capture Me? Best and worst. Yeah, the Independence Day. Again, they're not a remake, but it was like they went back to it for no reason whatsoever, and it was awful. But I really enjoyed it. And the It remakes were superb. Really good.
I'll tell you what wasn't bad. Lost Boys.
Did they do a remake?
Yeah. Again, I think it was framed as a sequel, but it wasn't really. It was a remake.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the original Lost Boys.
Yeah, me too. But it's not horrendous.
The
rehash, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Chevy Low. Have you ever drunk a victory beer? I'm not sure if I have had a victory beer.
Victory beer. The name doesn't ring a bell, but it's such a generic term that it's entirely possible that I have.
Yeah, you don't see many of them. I don't think victory beers around our way anyway. Shops and things.
Is Trev's thumbnail an orangutan with a pug's face?
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? It looks like a gorilla with a pug face on it or something.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, gorilla, not an orangutan. It's not orange. Yeah. Trev says, "I'll thumbs up if you talk to me." We're talking to you right now. I hope that thumb's gone up.
Right now, we're chatting to you.
Right now. Where's the thumb? Let's find out. Did he put the thumb? He did put, well, I mean, it's gone up 1, so it might have done.
Final whistle was just gone. Final score, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 3. That was a thoroughly miserable 45 minutes there. After all that promise in the first half, Chelsea dominated second. Fair play to them. Paulsbury should have been to U2 Zoo TV tour. What experience that was. They were at their peak. Amazing show. Another U2 fan. It's another one I've not got into. Steve's channel. Paul don't have a bath for his live streams. Nah. I'm gonna make myself clean for you lot. No chance. First time not seen 3 thumbs down. Guessing they're in church today, not allowed.
And just like that, Steve has sent a link through.
Oh, there you go. Got his link. He's ready to go.
Are you once you're done here? Are you jumping on as well?
I'm gonna get some food.
Okay.
Go to the toilet, and then I'll jump on and watch for a bit, and then see how I feel. But yeah, I'll certainly be involved. Definitely. Right. Let me catch up with his comments. I've seen Liam live. He was great. I do like their Hot Devil IPA, Baltic Porter, and their Pilsner. Apparently, Simon's just reviewed 2 Aldi New England IPAs to set off his mumps. Yeah, he had them Aldi beers. Now he's not very well. Bit of a coincidence.
I was going to say that's a bit of a stretch, but either way.
Hello, Dean. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Lol, Troy McClaw, I meant mine. Corn or Slipknot? Slipknot for me.
Slipknot, but Korn get an honourable mention. They just aren't as consistent.
Yeah, definitely.
Early Korn is fantastic.
I might have to listen to some other stuff, not listened properly yet. Apple first U2 albums I've heard. Saw U2 '83 Honolulu. Wow, phenomenal show. Gold Jake, he's right in my opinion. You're right though. They will reform. The money will be insane. The music will have to be judged. Let's talk about Oasis now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Beatles were right at that time. Much better bands after, but some of the stuff was very original. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
At the time, yeah, groundbreaking. Nothing else had ever been done like that, you know. But I wasn't alive to see it, so I can only base their music on what I listened to. You know, I put it against what I listened to. It's like just a bit not great. I don't know. Have you tried the new? No. Everyone's asking me this. Have I tried
the second time since I've been in?
I think it's at least 3, possibly 4 people now have asked have I tried. I've not tried any of the Brewdog beers in Tesco. I've not tried them. And yeah, brutally honest, I've got no interest in trying them. No interest. If you want me to review them, like if generally right now, I'll ask it now. If people want me to review the Brewdog beers in Tesco, I'll review them. But I'm just not a Brewdog fan. And
you know what's annoying? If Hazy Jane was as good as it used to be, with guava, that could have been incredible.
Yeah,
but you know it's going to be a disappointment.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I never like to write off breweries, but Brewdog, every time I buy a beer from them, I'm just like, this is crap.
Yeah,
and you know they can do better, and that's where the disappointment thing comes into it, because it's not like they're a bad brewery. They're not. They can do it, but they choose not to. That's the annoying thing. So it's, yeah, there you go. Oasis gigs used to attain a certain type of human being. Glad I was never in the crowd. Worked as a stage crew for them once and watched from afar. I could still smell that gig. Still smell it. Goldray says Camden Hell's Lager is dreadful.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well,
let me rephrase that. Every time I have one, I go, "Oh, this should be okay," because everyone raves about it. Even though I've had it several times before, I forget about my own experience. And every time I open it and go, "It's not as good as I thought it might be."
Yeah, it's not terrific. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's not great.
It's better than all the mass produced generic stuff, but only just.
Yeah. I'm going to say now that is my lager of the year.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
That's the first time I've tried it this year, and I think it's fantastic. I really do. I love it. It does everything I want a lager to do and more. It's got a bit of a sweet malt character that makes it a bit more of a rewarding experience. It's cracking, and it's 5%. Yeah, 5% ABV.
That's the perfect lager ABV as well, isn't it? 5 on the nose is where it's at. Like,
yeah, I think so as well. When you get into the high 4s, early 5s, I think that's where you want a lager to be. I think it's terrific. Golden Goose from Goose Island, and it's in our Aldi right now. So, yeah, stuff all the silly Williams Brothers Aldi beers. I mean, I had a can of this. I couldn't taste the cherry in that at all, to be honest with you. So,
the cherry lager. Yeah, was it no good?
It just tastes like a normal. It tastes like the Williams lager that Lidl were selling.
The one that I reportedly said was awful several months before it came into Lidl, and everyone else said it was brilliant.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the Williams lager, but it's lost a bit of the body, and they've put something in there to give you a really, and I do mean this, really, really subtle cherry flavour with the hops at the back end. Blink and you miss it though.
Yeah, I think they changed that lager up because I had it really early doors. I reckon I had batch 1 before it went into Lidl.
Right. Well, the stuff I was getting Lidl was good. I enjoyed it. I bought a few boxes of that.
What people were saying post reviews, that does not matter. It doesn't even nearly get close to what I had. Like, it was just Yeah.
Loved it.
I never did try it again because I just never went into the while they had it. But I would like to give it another go. It's one of those breweries that's annoying because they have the potential but don't always live up to it.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to go for a quick Jimmy Riddle. Take over the comments.
I will keep going and try and soldier through. Oliver says Queens of the Stone Age frontman has got his restraining order from his wife and kids this week. Oh dear. Not a fun week. Goldrick says, you don't have to be Jamaican, Paul, for fuck's sake, and UB40 are rubbish. Not rat in my bloody kitchen, get lost. Disco says, just seen a tweet confirming that the Liam helicopter thing retweeted by the Slow Readers Club genuine band. Yeah, I don't think Paul got that. I wasn't sure, so I was edging my bets. I'm glad you read it proper though for the loss. That was funny. Dean Spark says proper job from St Austell Brewery in Cornwall is what's on the menu this evening. Would like to see you review it, Paul. Proper job is a beer from St Austell's Brewery. I've had a few from St Austell's, not that one. They have been good though. Joel Morris says rip Jimmy Greaves and Boise. I know it's not been a good day. It's not been a good day at all. Goldrake says Oliver, Oasis will reunite. In the words of the Undertones, it's gonna happen. It could do. It could do. He also says, Joel Morris, what John Chalice is dead. He is, mate. I'm sorry to say. Boise, he's not there. He's gone. He's gone. Jim says, by the way, I picked up the Founder KBS and Sentinel IPA at my local Lowe's market. He got the IPA in a 15-pack only. Oh, sorry, a 15-pack only, 1949. Sorry, the text is very small and the screen is very far away, so I can't see all the punctuation. It says, don't ask how much the KBS was. It's a secret, Jim. It's fine. It's fine. Joel Morris says, you got to try beers from Rymey Brewery, is that? And Tudor Brewery in Wales, both good breweries. We're on Joel Morris at 0610.
Joel Morris. Boom.
No, that's Goldrake.
That is Goldrake. That's the wrong one. Joel Morris. Joel Morris.
Yeah, Rymney. That was it. Yeah.
Yes, Boise passed away.
Boise's gone.
Bless him.
Gone.
Marlene. I have to watch some Only Fools later.
Yeah.
Twisted Wheel Warrington had their Brew London collab from West Berkshire Brewery. It was awful. Dull, tropical, pale. Other stuff looks good though. Yeah, I'm hearing good things about Twisted Wheel. So
shame that was a bad one, but
it happens. It happens to the best of them. It happens to the best of them. Don't worry, so sad, man. It's been a sad day. It's been a really sad day. Enjoyed a few Lane Brew co-beers this weekend. Dead Wax in Digbeth, Goldrake. That's another beer that I've heard stuff about. Lane Brew. I think they might have been a Brew London as well. Jim, as long as enjoy KBS. Oh, KBS! You've got a new one.
Yeah, Jim's gone and stocked up.
Oh, proper stouts. Proper stouts. Yeah, Founders. Not everyone's favourite brewery, but they do a good beer. I was up Birmingham yesterday. Had a few up the welly toward the end. Went with some of my older mates. We had a right rabble turn up. It was about 30 of my mates I saw. Lovely. Fleetwood Mac. Oh, I love Fleetwood Mac. Another great band. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. I was in Deep Biff Goldrake. Went to Brewdog and Somar by the Arena. After Nap, the Colmore and Tilt to finish. Disco's off for dinner. Entertaining afternoon chats as ever, gents. Yes, cheers, Disco. Thank you for joining us, mate. Really appreciate it.
On that note, I'm also going to have to bow out because I need to get dinner soon, and I did promise Steve I'd go on for a pint, so I better go and join him. Otherwise, I'm never going to get any dinner. So thanks for having me on. Much appreciated.
Thanks for joining us.
Everyone's had a good weekend and whatnot. Hopefully, see some of you on Steve's channel in a bit. But yeah, have a good evening, mate, and we'll I'm sure we'll do something in the week at some point. I think there's some messages you need to catch up with on the Instagram.
Oh, really?
From earlier.
Oh,
possibly.
right. Okay. Yeah,
we'll discuss that later. Cheers, everyone.
Cool.
See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
The Crummy Beard there. If you haven't subscribed to the Crummy Beard, do consider it, because he's got a hell of a channel. Really good channel. Lovely bloke. Cracking stuff. Cheers, Disco. Dave Wilson, some good ones there. We avoid Brewdog. I mean, Brew Shy. Oh, shots fired. Lorraine's in. Lorraine, hello, Lorraine. How are you? I've been drinking Goose Island's Golden Goose Lager. Really good beer. I really like that one. What are you drinking? Keith Moon would have got most of Mon drummers into Keith Moon comes up a lot in that documentary on Netflix. Its name I completely have forgotten, but it's quite a new one. Enjoying the chat. So I'm now on my Sunday Stout Neon Raptor Defeat the Rancor. Love it. I might have a stout. I've got loads of stouts in the house. Right in the mood for one. Wasn't Rick James the guy who sings Super Freak? No, apparently he was. Opening opposite Purity. Yes, he was. Super Freak. Netflix are making a new documentary about slags. They've called it Goldrake. Love it. I've heard of Springfield, as Obama started his political career there in Illinois, I think. No way. Highland Reviews says the chat is about 16 minutes behind. Thank you for informing me of that. I'm drinking a Spitfire. Why the hell not? Well, Dave Wilson is at the one next to the canal. Cats meets Paul. Have you ever heard Looking for Me by Paul Walford? Don't think so. I don't think I have, if I'm honest. Looking for Me by Paul Walford. No, doesn't ring a bell. Worst remake, Get Carter, starring Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, that wasn't good, was it? That wasn't good. I remember seeing Gary Newman talking about royalties, and he said he makes nothing on cars. A Friend's Electric from YouTube views. No way. That's crap, innit? They should be making some money off of that. Goldrake, Somar Brewery and Bar. Springfield is known for its armoury, isn't it? They made most of the rifles for the Yanks in World War II. By Legoland Arena, New Bar, Square Town Hall Museum. Best remakes, Thing. Night of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead remakes are amazing. Shark is back. Streaming. Unwinding my cassettes with a pencil. Got a new machine the other day. You don't even have to reverse the cassette to listen to the other side. Technology is amazing. Blimey. Are they still doing cassettes? The thing was chilling. Pardon the pun. Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg's up there. It's the biggest dross ever. Nowhere near as good as the original, was it? Nowhere near as good. Look back, Shark. Sobieski, you can shut your face. Just shut your face. Bloody oil merchants. Hello, David. Victory Brewers from Pennsylvania. Phil Smith said hello, Sobieski. I would have said hello to him, but he come in with that filth. So I want nothing to do with it. Mates on a cool course. Change Point 2. Oh, no, I hated that film. Awful. First one was good. Second one, nah. Hope you're well, Steve. Greetings for Cordoba. 32 Celsius. Bit cold. 38 last week. So I have a Victory Marzen to drink. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Dave, hello, Sobieski. Shark, hi, mate. Worst remakes include Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Hills of Eyes, Ghostbusters. Oh, God. That Ghostbusters film that had the female cast. Awful film. Shark says hello, Lee W. Phil Smith, David wasn't evening chaps for Sobieski. He's drinking Alhambra, 1925 this afternoon. Nice. Goldrake, Dean Sparkle, Slipknot all the way. Nice Goldrake. Not been to a gig at Town Hall. Been to other venues aware of in Birmingham. We've only had 2 beers today. They are, however, a 10.5% triple IPA and a 13% Imperial Stout. That's some good going. That is some good going. If you're going to drink a couple of beers on a Sunday afternoon, make them biggies. Cat to meet saying hello to Lee. Brum's a good city, to be fair. Oh, wow. Missed other comments. I always get as much as I can. Useful as I'm only 15 minutes away. Slipknot would be my first choice. Brewdog Palmer Violet is disgusting, says Sobieski. There you go. Sparkles is good stuff. Go to after London as well. Visit most. Love walking along canals. All the great beer places. Joel says the Nut Brown Ale, Tiny Rebel made is fantastic. Reminds me of how Newcastle Brown used to be. See, I remember how Newcastle Brown was supposed to be. The first time I ever had Nuki Brown, I was about 13. And I think even then, I think it tasted better than it does now. Slipknot or Corn? So he says Nirvana. Answered the question. All good to a Birmingham Centre. Canal route to the bottom of the road. A bit of a hike. So cool. What about Newcastle Brown? It's not very good, is it, these days? Not very good. Scott from Scott of Wonders said the Guava Hazy Jane is an improvement over the current supermarket Hazy Jane variations. Each to their own. Budvar, my go-to low-cost lager pilsner. Great beer. 12 cans for £9 in Asda at the moment, especially since Tesco stopped going the Spanish San Miguel. Yeah, I get the Budvar and the bottles, the 3 for a £5 deal. 3 big bottles. It's good. But it's a great shout, Dean. Great shout. 12 cans for £9. Not bad, is it? Did you put that in the way? Cycled a few times. Have you tried Lidl wheat beer? Meant to be really good. Is that their Patronus? Is that the Patronus? I have tried that one. The Patronus Weizen. I thought it was okay. It just tastes like a cheap Weizen, though. If you want a good Weizen, get a good Weizen. Don't get a supermarket knockoff. Dave says, Tom, the Guava beer is okay. Just shouldn't have Hazy Jane in its name. Big Kev, let's be honest, all mainstream bands, musicians are shit. Goldrake, I've walked from Birmingham to Wolverhampton. Maybe a bit mad. Dean Sparkles, Proper Job is decent. Had it many times. I love Proper Job. Great beer. Great beer. Amongst the canals is the question. You'll get wet, mate. You'll get wet. Basically smack bang in between both cities. Chelsea top the league on the alphabet. I said at the beginning of the season, Chelsea are going to be up there. The way that they dicked with Spurs in that second half was worrying. That was worrying in 2 ways. One, the fact that Chelsea will probably win the league, which is annoying. And 2 is how bad Spurs were in that second half. So they spent all their energy in the first half. Worrying afternoon, that was. Dave says, select by Tom. I think Robbie Knox's beer is pretty good. Never tried it. Robbie Knox was the geezer who used to be on Soccer AM, isn't he? He mates with the Blue Van Man. Or he's done some content with the Blue Van Man. Yeah. Cheers, Crummy Beard. Good to see you. My girl's coming back in a minute, so I'm going to chill with her and have a bite to eat, play some tunes, maybe watch a film. Take care, Gold Drake. Take it easy. Take care, Gold Drake. Everyone stays here, that mate. I'll catch up in Birmingham next year. Yeah, when you get legal, Gold Drake. Yeah. Ryan's in. Ryan McGargles, Frank's Lager, ice cold. Needs a review. McGargles, is that real? McGargle Frank's Lager. Never heard of it. That's a great name though. McGargles Frank's Lager. Never heard of it. Ever heard Clarity by Zed? 500 million views on YouTube. Never heard of it. John Morris, I think Overtone are a great brewery. I'm a big fan of Overtone. I think they do some fantastic beers. They've come a long way very, very quickly. Lorraine says, have you tried the Erdinger? Fantastic beer. Yeah, I've always enjoyed the Erdinger Weizen. I'm looking forward to the Erdinger Fest beer that I've got. I've got to put some of these Oktoberfest beers on chill. Put them in the fridge, get them chilled. Transporting 2 was all right. I used to work in that car park where Begbie chases Ewan McGregor. Yeah. Love the webcast, Paul. Another great one. Got to prepare the Angus burgers and sausage. Ready for the grill tonight. Top man, Jim. Thank you for getting involved, mate. All the best. Much love from our side of the pond over to yours. Have a good one, mate. Sounds great, Jim. Got me. do agree. Budweiser's a great beer. It is. By the way, one of those bottles of KBS is yours. I'll get up with you later for the details. Cheers, Jim. The little wheat beer I'm on about is Alphanist. Alphanist. Surprisingly, I've never heard of it. Never heard of that one, man. Sounds interesting. Robbie Knox is a brewery called Binde Brewing. Binde Brewing. It's a great name. That's a great name. Robbie Knox has just brewed some beers with S42. S42. I've heard of S43. Is it? Have I got the wrong name? Is it S43 I've heard of? They're the ones that do the really cool artwork on their cans, aren't they? Dean says, sets up next Sunday for a fantastic game. What's your league predictions for the North London teams? We will finish above Arsenal this season. If we don't, Jesus Christ, we'll have to be really bad to finish below Arsenal because they are shocking at the moment. They are shocking. I'm setting myself up for a fall here. But Arsenal, I mean, I've watched Arsenal and they're poor, like really poor. That first half that Spurs played against Chelsea today should be enough to beat Arsenal next week. It should be, really. They won't come back from that. What food are you going to eat, Paul? I won't sleep unless I know. Well, I've got some crisps. I might eat them and then see what happens. Ryan says he's in Lidl. Low. Down the pub having a Mangolicious by Lane Brewing. Oh, nice. Joel says, I can confirm that McGargle's Fancy Frank's Lager is real. I've never heard of it. I'll have to look that up, man. Big Kev says, thanks, Paul. Have a good week. You too, mate. Thank you for getting involved, Kev, as ever, mate. Really appreciate it. Dave Wilson, bye all. Thanks for the company. Catch you another day. Right, I'm going to wrap it up. I've caught up with the chat. Thank you so much for everyone who's got involved this afternoon. A little bit different. Normally we do this on a Saturday. But we've done it on a Sunday, and I think it's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed it. So, yeah, thank you for everyone who's got involved with the chat, everyone who's got, talking to us and had a beer with us this afternoon. I've really enjoyed it. Everyone have a really good week. Take care of yourselves. I'm not sure if there'll be a live stream next weekend because I've got a rather busy one coming up. I don't know if I'm going to get the time, but we might do a live stream during the fight next Saturday night, possibly. The Anthony Joshua one. Yeah, but I'll let you know. We'll put posts up on the YouTube channel and the Instagram if you follow Paul's Beer Reviews on Instagram. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to Paul's Beer Reviews. Do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. And until I see you all again, guys, take good care of yourselves. And let me just catch up with these last few messages that are coming in. I'd rather get Arsenal relegated than Chelsea. So would I, to be fair. Set yourself up to fall. Can't wait for the live next week after Saka. Saka, please. Can't bang him in from 12 yards. S43 is the brewery Robbie Knox did a beer with. My bad. Like I say, I thought, how many S40s are there? Ryan Legend. Cheers, mate. Have you cancelled that? No, I still got it, but I'm doing it every 2 months now. Yeah, I do intermittent months, every 2 months. Cheers, Paul. And to all, great as always. Cheers, Holt Mark B. Hope you're well, mate. I will speak to you all soon, guys. Take good care of yourselves. I'll speak to you all very, very soon.